The following content are the expressed thoughts, views, ideas, and opinions of the individuals and guests of the Nerds Have Spoken podcast. This podcast may contain adult language and themes not suitable for children under the age of 17. Viewer and listener discretion is advised. Please stand by while we wait for the cast of the Nerds Have Spoken podcast. Thank you for joining us and enjoy the show.
How you guys doing? My name's Jason Lowry, and you're on the Nerds Have Spoken. I'm here with my partners in crime. I got Wolfenstein, New York Mike, and Mr. Snake Eyes Eric B over here. How you guys doing?
Yo, what's happening, good folks? Everybody doing good? Everybody.
Yeah,
Another day.
Yeah, it's been a pretty interesting week. How's it going for you guys this week so far?
Doing pretty good, man. Doing pretty good. No complaints.
Anything interesting come out of this week so far?
Yeah, I think so. So for those who don't know, we normally record on Sundays, but today we're recording on Monday. And so I've been back to work for about a week, and I've already had my first idiot customers. So it didn't take long. No chicken wings this week, but yeah, some people just don't understand the conditions of what's going on. Well, actually, let's just say they don't care. When you're trying to rush your car being fixed, and I've already put you ahead of 3 other customers, you need to chill the fuck down. Like, just relax, please, before I push your car into the middle of Woodward. Just relax. But anywho, other than that,
they need to stop sniffing glue underneath their mask.
Woodward is a main thoroughway here that we sit off of for our dealership, and he almost got his car put on Woodward this week.
Oh no!
But other than that, man, it's been pretty cool. Had a pretty good week. This weekend we were awesome. Hung out with the family, watched a couple movies with the wife, which was always great. Got a chance to just spend some quality time with her. Chilled out with the kids, watched a couple shows. My wife actually came up with a good idea to have them do drawing time, like you learn lessons from YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
So they did that, and while they did that, I got back into the artwork myself. So I drew a little Cyclops here. It's not finished, it's just a couple of rough sketches here. I got to fix the lips and stuff, but what I was using was actually my Mafex Cyclops head, and I just sketched together that.
The lips are a little. I don't know. I'm trying to look at it. It's kind of.
They need some work.
Yeah, it needs to be a little fuller.
He's got some DSLs right now,
right? Yeah, so I'm gonna work on the lips, finish up the head and stuff. But that was pretty much it, man. I picked up some things this week. I got the Mafex Cyclops, which was a great addition to my Mafex X-Men collection. I have Wolverine right now. I just picked up that Marvel Legends Professor X last week. And then I also got my Lego.
Ooh,
if you can see
nice.
Look at that.
Can you move it over a little bit more? I just want to see the specs on it.
There we go.
Oh my God, that looks good.
Complicated as hell.
Yeah, man. But this is not worse than the Batmobile, so I anticipate the wife and I will actually have this done. But we're holding off on the build because Lego makes motors for these things. So I think we're gonna buy the motors and see if we can make it work. But what's really cool, and if you've seen Mike's Bugatti, you can see here it does have working pistons in the motor. So that was like the biggest thing for me. Mike made me a little jealous, so I decided I'll go out and get one myself. But this is Mike. This is the 911, right? Yeah, the 911 RSR. Yeah. So just happened upon it at Target while I was in there, walking the shelves, and it was there. And I talked to the wife and was like, "Yeah, you got 50 on our next build. Let's get this."
Does it come with a little Paul Walker figure too, or no?
Oh, shots fired! Dang it! God dog it, Jason! Dang it!
No, I'm just kidding, dude.
No. But I am looking forward to that Fast and the Furious Dom Charger. I'm looking forward to that when it drops. I mean, $100, you can't beat it for that build.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna pick it up. I think Mike talked me into it. Look, you got me into something else, Mike. Damn you.
Ramavin labelers.
My bad.
But that was pretty much it for me. New York Mike, man, how's your week been? Any new pickups or anything?
My week's been pretty good. I had a couple pickups. Another week of
homeschooling my little dude. And let me tell you something, man. Our teachers are underappreciated for what they do, man. It is a royal pain in the ass.
I gotta clap you up
to
for
tell
that
you
statement.
right now.
Yes.
The
Yes,
teachers
buddy.
around here are definitely like, for the most part, are very well taken care of, which is good. And you can, it's a great thing. But there's a lot of places where they're just not getting what they need, and I see what they're going through, especially with certain situations. It's something else. So, and that's all I'm going to say about that. Little domestication this week. Prepped a whole bunch of burgers and stuff like that. I got this technique where I wrap them so I can just basically you prep stuff for like an hour and a half. You cut up all your fixings and everything like that, and you store them in the refrigerator, and you can just unwrap the press and seal, and you wrap it one patty at a time. You stack them five high, and you can like bang out burgers in like 15 minutes. So it's great.
Nice.
Yeah, it was kind of interesting, beating your meat to a whole new meaning when Mike was on camera.
Well, when it comes to me being on camera, I don't want anybody slacking when it comes to beating the meat. I mean, you got to throw it around sometimes. Sometimes you got to slap it just right in order to get that shape. You know what I mean? And sometimes the harder you go back and forth, you gotta make it a little pliable, and it improves the flavor at the end of the day. Is really what it's all about.
Yeah, man. I saw you slap that thing on the counter. You were going to town.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I know you recorded that, and I know you watched it later. I know all about it. It's okay. But Lowry, I just want you to know, we don't judge. I'm here for you, buddy. Anything I can do to get you through this quarantine, brother?
You never know.
The meat patties were
Anywho,
we're only 10 minutes in and we're off the rails already.
It's all good.
Well, I mean, at least we have a direction, and off the rails is definitely a direction.
That is our direction.
Yeah, we just got to be consistent. That's all.
It may be zigzag here and there, but we'll get it in a straight line at some point.
I dig it.
So a couple other things happened this week. I'm going to give. I got these two things here, a couple of haul things here.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to EE Prime, letting me know that I bought two figures that I never wanted and never knew I needed, but I needed them. I still don't want them, and I paid for them. So thanks, E. I'm just kidding. Shout out to Prime. Shout out to Prime. He really helped me out a lot with my Marvel Legends, figuring out what I had and what I didn't. So
that's what's up, man.
I think I shot him out every week, so he should be used to it by now.
Yeah, he's a Marvel Legend encyclopedia, dude.
Yeah, he is.
Oh, you finished it.
No, I did not finish it. I am under construction now. For those of you who caught the live stream, you guys know about this. This is a aftermarket or a third-party Lego set, if you will. And it's made in the same factory that Lepin is made in. And I've been going through it, and there's a couple of things here, a couple of things there, little critiques that I'm noticing. But overall, I'm going to say this right now. Other than the instruction problem, and when I say instructions problem, you don't get instructions.
That's kind of nice, though.
It's a tiny room.
Yep.
Looks good, though.
Thank you. So the instruction problem is you don't get a book of instructions. You get a website to go on to. This is a hardware store here, if you can see. You got all the little tools there.
Nice.
So building, it's kind of a pain in the ass. That said, had this thing had an instruction booklet, and had I never picked up a Lego before in my life and didn't know the difference, I'd say this is one hell of a set and a great product. And so far, it's a huge recommend at under $90. But this guy's getting demerits for not having the instructions. I'll tell you right now.
Yeah, Mike, I was gonna actually ask you about that when you brought that up. So do you think not building, like ever having a Lego set and never knowing how easy to read the instructions are and how simple they make the instructions are, do you think you would have felt the same way about this set afterwards?
No, I don't think it was necessarily the techniques used as far as layering or things like that, because the instructions were well written. It was more so the hassle of having to have another digital device next to you, trying to really make out certain things on the digital image, because the colors on the digital image were not perfect. And it's also difficult to get an idea of depth when you're looking at a screen, when you're putting together something as intricate as that floor right there. Like on that layer, the amount of positioning you got to do is insane. And if you're off by 1 square, you're going to hate your life. So, but other than that, I have to say, fantastic. Also, something new that I've never seen from Lego. See this blue background right here? You have optional for brown bricks here, so you match the wood frontier with wood front rather. So I thought that was kind of a cool option.
Does that come with people?
There's no minifigures in this set yet, so I'm gonna say probably not, because usually you get the minifigures first. So I'm gonna say probably not, but still, for the money that you're paying for that thing, it is very, very much worth it. And last but not least, I know that I'm like a week late, but I got to show it off because I love it.
Lay it on us.
Oh, you got it, huh?
It is so sexy, man. I know it's still in the plastic. I had it out. I was messing with it the other day, but it looks so freaking good.
Nice.
Look at the colors on that thing, man.
Nice. For those who actually love that mold, make sure you stick around towards the end of the show for the toy segment, or when we get to the toy segment, because there's some more. That power baser mode is getting milked.
Hey, Mike, what figure is that again? Could you
that is the, I want to say it's the Lightning Eagle, isn't it, Wolf? Is that what they're calling it?
Lightning Eagle.
Yeah, MB16 or some shit like that. Or
could you describe like some of the colors and everything that's on it for people that's listening?
Yeah, I mean, the really nice thing about that particular figure is when it's in robot mode, and Wolf was showing it off 2 weeks ago. It's that red, it's the gold, it's colors. Excuse me. It's colors that you haven't really seen, not yet. I'm still at the maybe Rona Light. Right? Yeah. No, I'm kidding. I'm fine.
Rona.
It's the it's the colors that pop off that thing. It's reminiscent of G2. For those of you who grew up with G2 and G1, and like you got that like bam, like the blue, the blue Grimlock and the orange or the yellow Constructicons. It hits you in the face like that. It kind of gives you the feels. So that's why I went for it.
Definitely reeks of the 90s.
Oh, for sure.
Oh yeah. Kind of reminds me of some of the outfits from the 90s too. So.
Well, I don't know what the hell you were wearing, but I'm not dressing like that. That said, Wolf, can you tell us about your 90s fashion?
My 90s fashion?
Sure, why not?
I don't even
He's like, I was just born.
Come on, you were a sexy bitch. I'm sure you were.
No, not at all, actually. No, I had no fashion sense in the 90s. I don't even want to discuss that. That's fine.
Okay. We can glaze over that.
It's fine.
So how was your week, brother? What's going on?
Week is good. I didn't get to see you guys last week. Had some good news. We're finally getting back to some normalcy in our lives.
Yeah, man.
You don't know, we had a corona scare here. My wife had it. A week later, we finally got a result. She's in the clear. So we're back to normal. I'm back to work. She's working again. Thank you very much. We're very happy with that too.
Yes, sir.
Yes, we're happy for you.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Appreciate that. We're thrilled at that results as well. But no, we're back to normal. I'm working. She's working. Everything's getting back to the normal groove. We, Mike, you were talking about homeschooling. We feel your pain here. Trust me. We feel it especially because when she spent a couple weeks over at her father's house.
Mm-hmm. Heard this story.
He didn't do shit. So she was behind on a few weeks. My wife did a fantastic job of getting her caught up. So
shout out to the wives.
Shout out to her.
Crystal was not happy, but she handled it like a trooper.
Don't know if she's in the other room or not, but
well, tell her we said hello and we love her. Thanks for being what she does.
Mm-hmm. She appreciates that, but.
Oh shit! Let's not get Wolf in too much trouble this week, guys. Okay?
Right?
Yeah, right. I didn't miss you last week at all.
You got 2 weeks worth coming at you this week, pal.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, no doubt.
Oh, I love
and on that note, I got a couple things to show off. Last week I got something. Start off with this I got a G1 landfill double target master looking
nice.
Looking all fat. Yeah, it's old school. I love it.
That's pretty cool.
He said looking all fat. Them chunky box, baby. That chunk.
This week we got this. G1 smokescreen reissue.
Oh, that's cool.
Nice. The
Yeah.
commemorative one, right?
Yeah, I love this one. The colors just pop on this thing.
Yeah,
it looks so good, man. It looks so good.
So, Wolf, can I ask you something real quick about your G1 collection?
You sure can, buddy.
Are you incorporating the commemorative reissues along with your original G1s, or are you trying to find original G1s and you also have a commemorative collection?
No, I'm just doing one each. It depends on how what condition I can find these things in. Like a lot of these things I'm on eBay, and it's just a lot of things are trash. Things are loose. I noticed that with a lot of like the 84, 85 stuff. So I mean, if I can find a good condition, I'll get an original. But I don't have a problem picking up a commemorative if I can.
Nice.
So it's a little bit mixed up.
Then that one came with stickers and stuff, right?
Yeah, I didn't have to do it, so I kept my fanny pack in the closet. And lastly, this is trickling out. I think a couple of you guys got this already. We got the Mr. Sheridan coming in.
Fans toys.
There it is.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, we all got Sheridan, didn't we?
Did you get yours, Mike?
Hold on, I did. It's back here. He's gonna hang out with me for the rest of the show right over here. So
Yep.
I did not get mine yet. It is just leaving Philly as of Saturday night, something like that. So I'll probably have it tomorrow.
Wednesday, probably.
Yeah, it sounds more like Wednesday. You're right. I don't even think it made it to our distribution center here yet.
So neat. Wolf, do you have the same problem everybody else does with the knees?
Nothing popped off. My left knee works just fine. I don't feel any wibble wobble on it. My right one clicks. When I pull it back, when I push it forward, it's fine. It's not ratcheted, so I don't know what this click is.
Huh.
Yeah, that's weird.
It's a little weird. Someone told me to loosen the screw up a little bit, like quarter turn, and that might eliminate the problem. But nothing popped off, so I'm pretty thrilled about that.
To be clear, that mine left Philly on the 17th.
Oh no!
At 5:15 in the morning. Yeah, it'll be here probably Wednesday at this point. But it's all good. I can wait. I'm enjoying you guys enjoying yours. So
good things to go people who wait.
Yeah, man.
Absolutely.
That's sick. Nice.
Yeah, a lot of people had that knee problem. I mean, I had the knee problem too when I first got it, and I was really disheartened when I opened it for the first time because I thought, all the rumors online, I thought as soon as I moved this thing, it's going to snap. So I put it right back in the box. And I didn't touch it until I got on later with EE and Lowry, and they made me feel better, and they made me actually bend it, and it just went. So I guess we got lucky.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Does yours got lube on it? Like came with.
I find that normally I don't need lube. I can usually I usually work it out pretty well, but I mean, to each their own. You need a little lube. You go ahead, you throw it right on. You'd be liberal with that shit, man.
Christ.
It's all comfort, man. Comfort first, all right?
I blame myself for that, guys. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you set yourself up there.
Serious question.
You didn't open the door, bro. You took a baseball bat, broke the fucking window, and let me in.
Hey, dude. I mean, one person tried to get it started, another one finished. Hey, that's how it goes.
Oh, sloppy seconds. Didn't know that was your steal.
Hey, well. Speaking of finishing, Lowry, how was your week?
Oh man, it was pretty good. Kind of hung out, chilled, relaxed. A little stressful, not too bad. Just getting kind of stir crazy with all this Corona bullshit and not being able to go out as much. That's pretty much about it. But actually, Saturday, sometimes we've been kind of doing like our little live streams with some friends and stuff like that, and it's been pretty fun. And we've enjoyed it. In fact, we had a couple little special guests on. Mike, you want to go ahead and tell the people who we had on there?
We had a couple of great people actually. We had E Prime was there. We had let me think. We had Eric, another Eric B, who was going by Raylan, I want to say that night.
Donna's
we had we had most of the cast on from the show as well. We had Eric was hanging out. We had Wolf hanging out. We had I was trying to go around the yard in my head. We had Troy hanging out. Yeah. Troy from Tennessee. Great to see Troy. Let's
Tim
see.
K was around?
Who else? Mike Kincaid stopped
Kincaid
by.
was
He
there.
did. He hung out for a long time, and we had this other guy. What was it?
We had Tim K.
Tim K. Tim K from Germany stopped back in. That's right. That's right.
We had Russ. Russ the Muss. We had Rob Milton.
Yep.
We had all sorts of people over there, and we had people that
some stranger showed up.
Yeah, some guy I never heard of.
Nobody knew. Yeah.
Some guy had like a Rona mask, and he was afraid to talk to us. Mr. Skullface, Mr. Uncle Bobby B over there. So
yeah, man, Bobby.
Shout out to Uncle Bobby B.
Yeah, Uncle Bobby B.
Shout out to everybody who dropped in that night, man.
Yeah,
Thank
no doubt, man.
Wow, it's a good time.
So, but yeah, Saturday was pretty good. You can find, and actually, what was pretty cool about it was Mike and myself, right after, transferred over onto Rob Milton's channel for his MPSP Craftsman, which they do like Gundam building and stuff like that. And it was going great until my fucking power went out.
Yeah.
But what's pretty dope about that, man, is it just shows that like how much love we have for each other in this community, man. Just hanging out with each other on one platform, and then it carries on to another. Man, we're all family, man. It's a brotherly love here. It's a camaraderie that you don't really find in too many other communities, man. So that was pretty awesome to see. And shout out to you guys.
You'll definitely see that happening more and more, because I was talking to Rob about it, and I think we're going to continue doing stuff like that.
Yeah, man.
Just to kind of collab and kind of throw more stuff out. So, but speaking of hauls, Jesus, I got one. All right, so here, let me get
this epic haul.
All right, so I got
it's massive.
Yes. Oh, thank you very much for noticing. But I got Masters of. I got Masters of the Universe Faker.
Nice.
And then I got actually came with a little custom head. It's kind of hard to see. Sorry, I don't have it.
No, I can see it.
But came with the head with that. Sorry, it's going to take a minute. I got the Wolverine Origins book, and I love this thing. It's a completely different take on shit. And I recommend it. It's definitely something I had fun with. This is actually, it was a couple individual comic books that they turned into one book. And I was actually surprised on this when I opened up the cover. I didn't realize how nice the actual cover was on the inside.
Oh, that's dope.
Gold leaf.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's dope.
So I picked
Those
that
hardcovers
up.
usually pretty good.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, dude, just to kind of show you an idea of the art. I mean, look at the art on the inside of this thing.
Oh, nice.
I mean,
that is nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I read that digitally.
You did?
That one. Yeah, digitally.
How'd you like it, Wolf?
I liked it. I thought it was a good story.
Nice.
And then of course, I'm on the bandwagon here with this one, so I got my share tonight. I took it out. Mike helped me with the knees, and and so played around with it a little bit. I haven't had a chance to transform it yet, but because mine didn't show up until Saturday evening. Then let's see, Squirrel Girl.
Squirrel.
And it actually, I think she's an interesting character, but dude, like the face, hang on. Her paint isn't that bad. She doesn't have like fucking cross eyes and shit. So
yeah,
it's not too.
They say that she's pretty powerful in the universe, right? I don't know too much about her, but I hear she's a pretty powerful character.
There are some videos out there talking to her about being one of the most powerful characters in the universe, and there's some compelling evidence to support that. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I got this for a custom. I got the Batman technical suit. I'm actually going to do this, and I was showing New York Mike. I'm actually going to make a custom comic book Zod.
Oh, nice.
Like with the red Z and everything else on this chest. So I'm doing that.
Dude, speaking of customs, man, Leon Fant, shout out to him. He made a custom red hood out of that same suit, the tactical suit Batman, and it looks phenomenal, man.
Actually, did you guys see the? I don't know if some of you guys had, but I did a custom one also. I
don't know if you showed it on the show though. I think you just showed.
All right, so to kind of give you an idea, this is actually the yellow Netflix. The yellow Marvel Daredevil body that I made out of this. And check this out.
Nice.
Yeah, we've seen that
looks
before.
good.
Turned out well.
Yeah, I didn't show it on the show yet because I don't have the holsters in the gun yet. They're actually coming in the mail right now. So
Looks damn good.
Sweet.
Wow.
yeah,
That's
That
what's
does
up,
look
man.
good, man. That jacket's awesome.
Mhm. It's actually from the Wolverine jacket that
Oh,
came
yeah?
from. I kit bashed a couple different things for that. So, I got King Randor from Masters of the Universe Classics.
Dang, he is.
Nice.
Man, he is huge in that box, bro. Like,
Yeah, he
Jesus
is.
Christ, he's filling up the whole box.
He makes He-Man look like She-Ra. I'll tell you that.
That one jumped up a bit, didn't it?
Yeah, it did just recently, but I got it before it did. So,
Nice.
and then this I've been searching for quite a long time. This is Moss Man.
Moss Man.
Nice.
And if you actually look at it, dude, it actually looks like he has moss like all over his body. It's wild.
Yeah, that thing stinks.
Definitely
Flowers.
fuzzy.
Be careful, dude.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna put that thing
in
in some dryer sheets and make sure that it doesn't. And then,
Hey Jay, is that reminiscent of the original toy? Didn't the original toy have some sort of texture on it too?
I think
yeah,
it did.
it did. I don't know if
That's-
the original one stunk or not, but that one sure does because I could smell it through the box. So. And then last but not least, another Gundam for one of the. Look at that, dude! This is a Bandai exclusive, P Bandai. You know, the premium. I think this came out last year. I just so happened to swoop it off eBay, and I love the colors on it. It's kind of hard to show the box because it's all blue. But dude, there's like blues, grays, purples. Like, dude, there's also and like bright orange and shit in this thing. It's great. It's got a shoulder cannon. It kind of reminds me of like the Gundam version of War Machine because he's got like the cannon and stuff up here.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, he's got all sorts of stuff.
Now, is
AJ,
this also a big figure? Is it a big character? Because that box is huge. It's like that.
Well,
is
it's
that
crazy.
like
All the
hybrid or something?
Gundam boxes are pretty freaking huge, but they all end up being roughly around like 7-8 inches. This is a master grade, and this is the one that I built Saturday night on our little live stream, and then on Rob's. Okay. And it's the same size. I mean, it kind of gives you an idea here. Here's a 6-inch figure, and there's
so it's about a good.
So it's probably like 7-8 inches tall, depending on what they are.
Okay.
Well, I wanted to ask you another question about that too, because I'm not very familiar with Gundam, and I heard a whole lot of chat on that podcast, on that show, on Rob's show rather, and I participated where I could, but I was lost for the most part. When you say master grade or you say perfect grade, you're basically saying the difference between the size of the final build. Are you saying it's a parts count thing? Like what really is the difference?
Honestly, it's all the above. Like master grade, it's kind of hard to tell you. Like take for instance, and just this leg alone, there were 70. The leg and the foot between here down, there were 75 pieces.
Sheesh.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, dude, everything. I mean, look, I mean, this whole thing moves.
75 pieces.
Well, this one's kind of interesting because it actually transforms into a jet.
Really?
Yeah. Okay. And here, I'll kind of show you. I have the box right here from Saturday. But right, you can kind of see it right there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can see it off to the left hand side.
Oh, there it goes. Yeah, so right there, you can see it. It transforms to that into this jet.
Okay, that's kind of sick.
Wow. Yeah, so it was something kind of different, and I kind of dug the colors on it. I don't have it all finished because I haven't done the weapons yet, which I'm going to do that tomorrow. But like master grades, they have a higher part count than like the high grades, and they're taller. So the master grades are like 7-8 inches tall. The high grades are right around, I think 5 to 6. I think is what it was. Rob was said he knows more about that than we do. Okay. If you want more information on that, check out his channel, the Masterpiece Ship Piece Theater, and the channel that they're on. And it'll actually be his show called Masterpiece or MPSP Craftsman. So
is he on the MPSP channel or is he on his own channel?
Yeah, he's getting ready to hop on that channel. They were having some issues with fixing it, so they're getting it worked out right now. So.
Awesome. That's good to hear.
And I think he does it every other week, from what I understood. But definitely check his channel out. I'll definitely post it in the link so everybody has it, so they can, you'll see us too. So.
Nice, man.
Jason, can I ask you one last question?
Yeah, go ahead.
Those Masters of the Universe classics you were just showing us, that whole line in general, would you say that's worth the late tax? Picking those up?
Yes and no, because I kind of to be honest, what I did is I kind of mix and match between Super 7 and Mattel. And some of the prices on some of them I've noticed they've been going down a little, depending on some of the figures.
Mm-hmm.
Like some of them are high, like Shadow Weaver. Like I don't see her ever coming down in price.
Well, did you see what just came out?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I got 2 of those.
Yeah. So I mean, I like them, to be honest. I'm thinking about picking up I'm definitely going to pay the late tax on that if I try to get the Snake Mountain. But I'm definitely looking at getting Gray Skull and everything else. So, I mean, I have fun with them. I like them. You know, it kind of brings like that toy nostalgia and the cartoon nostalgia at the same time. So,
yeah, I like them too. I was on eBay looking up some of those prices, and I don't know.
Hit up my man Yule.
I did, and he never got back to me.
All right, so I'll get in contact with him, tell him to hit you up.
Well, Wolf, you also got another resource out there, man. Just we'll talk about it after the show. But I mean, you've been to his house, so yeah, we'll kick it after the show.
Okay.
So real quick, Lowry, does that mean that you have indeed made your decision? Are you ready to jump off the cliff that is indeed the Classics Gray Skull building set? Are you into that?
I haven't gotten it yet. Someone gave me an offer.
Do it. Everybody else is doing it. Don't you want to be one of the cool kids?
Hey, there's
Jay, I didn't do it, so you don't have to feel pressured.
Oh, that's okay. I got
you. Feel pressure, Jay. Feel the pressure. It's all around you.
Yeah,
Buy it. Buy it.
Mm-hmm. It's called the toy herpes. Everybody seems to be getting it.
Oh,
and it's spreading.
Gross.
Well, after the herpes comment, I don't want to just stare at you. Where's the rest of us now?
Yeah.
So
anyway,
this week, one of the castmates on the show, his wife actually posted a pretty funny picture in the Ramble Collectors Facebook group, which had me dying. So I wanted to show that picture, and it's crazy because there's so much hysteria out there with, can I get a mask? Can I find a mask? What kind of mask do I need? Is this mask going to actually fit my face? Well, look no further than your kid's toy box, because we might have a solution for you.
Oh, yeah, we definitely have one. So here, let me share the screen real quick so you can see it. Shout out to Crystal for posting this. I'm not sure where she found it, but what is this, like a Marvel Legend or something? Like, what is this? Marvel Legend Spider-Man holding onto this guy's mask in the back so it doesn't hurt his ears?
Oh my God, man.
Looks like a Marvel Legend.
Yeah,
and it's right out of the scene of Spider-Man 2 where it was holding on to the web trying to stop the subway car.
Yep.
And man, I could not stop dying at this. I mean, they nailed it. 100% nailed it. It had me dying.
The funny part is, like, I don't know where the hell this guy is. Like, you can see like a washing machine and everything else like in the background. So I'm like,
yeah, right. I just noticed that.
Yeah, he must be at the laundromat or something. I don't know, but but I looked at Crystal's picture and I thought it needed a little something because you know how I roll. So I kind of, I had to make it a little bit more accurate with Tobey Maguire's face.
Oh my God. Zoom in a little bit more on that, Lowry.
So yeah. Hang on. I'll zoom in so you can see a little bit more.
Oh my God.
So it's the same exact face that he had in the subway scene in that same pose that I photoshopped it on the Marvel Legend on this guy. So
yeah, it kind of looks like he's trying to take a dump on that guy's head like that.
He probably did. You know what I mean? Well. So it's definitely something to and to be honest, like, with everything going on right now and everything crazy, like, we got to keep
man.
We got to keep everything lighthearted and keep moving. You know what I mean?
So absolutely. And I'll tell you, this guy definitely needs to send you a Christmas card, because this is definitely the most effective Tobey Maguire was ever in the Spider-Man role.
Oh, got him. Well, hey, let me say this though, man. Like, who's to say, movies and toys couldn't inspire us to do good? Like, this guy put a toy to good use. I'm proud of him. He nailed it. Good job.
I mean, I guess it was better than that than in the trash, because look at those hips. Jesus.
It's got them childbearing hips.
There he does.
Well, man, speaking of movies, I thought this was pretty cool. I think Lowry posted this in the chat. about a week or so ago, and it's that CBS is bringing back Sunday night at the movies rather. And the movie lineup will include Forrest Gump, Mission Impossible, Titanic, Indiana Jones, and also Indiana Jones: The Last Crusade. That's pretty cool.
You guys remember that when you were younger?
I do.
Oh my god.
Dude, I enjoy Forrest Gump, man. I can still watch that to this day. That movie still it held up well.
All right, so real quick, let me ask you guys a question about that movie.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that Forrest Jr. was actually his kid?
Heck no.
Knowing her track record, probably not.
Heck no, that wasn't his kid.
Jenny from around the block.
Jenny.
Oh my god.
I think everybody wanted to believe it was his kid, but
no.
Dude, come on now. You know she was cheating every time she kept telling him, "Run, Forrest, run," because she didn't want to witness it.
Boom. Good one. Okay, I'll give you that one.
In my mind, Jenny was a slut. I'm just saying. That's what she
was. When I got older, I realized the same thing, Mike. Like Jenny was a bit loose. She was a little out there.
Was it me or was she like banging just about every dude in just about every scene that you saw her with?
But the movie was still good.
Every scene that every single one of them. I absolutely believe that. 100%. She was pulling the train at the Black Panther party for sure.
Oh, you guys are brutal.
Wow. Hey, man.
Lethal.
I call it how I see it.
Well, Mike, you brought up a couple of comments. You said crap. Which movies of these did you not like?
I don't know. I was just fucking with you, bro.
Oh, okay. I'm like, some of these movies were good. I thought they were pretty good. Like, all right, dang.
To be honest, like with everything going on right now, I've got all this craziness. Like, it's kind of cool to get like families back together and like do little things. You know what I mean? Like sometimes we'll turn around. We'll get together, stuff like that, and we'll do like game night or something like that. Like we'll break out like the old board games, like Clue or something like that, and just start playing card games, Card Against Humanity, whatever else. So,
speaking of games like that, to piggyback off of what Lowry was saying, there's a game on mobile apps that you can download. It's called House Party. And it was really cool, man. For Easter, that's what we played. So anybody can like download this app and you can play trivia games. You can play charades, like sketch out pictures and have people guess. That was pretty cool, man. So if you're stuck in a house and you're quarantined and can't get to your loved ones, but still want to have that connection, you literally get to see each other's face and play games. And that's pretty cool, man.
Nice. Yeah, well, if you give me that link, we'll post it up so that people can get that so they can see it. Like,
that sure will. Absolutely. Oh, Mike, what you got to say over there?
Well,
I can see it on your face. I can see it on your face.
All right, I'm good. I just got to be ready. You never know when it's going to come out. You got to pout.
Yeah, man. I hear you. What
he's kind of he's kind of think of like, he's waiting for that comment. Think of that kind of like Jenny, and then he's like the Black Panther at the party, ready to pounce. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Just like,
wow, it was there, and then you brought it to there.
God dog it. All right, no more Forrest Gump conversation on this show. Jesus Christ.
No, in all fairness, I love that movie, man. Seriously.
Ruined a wholesome movie.
Yeah, man.
It was a phenomenal movie, even though I almost did a meme this week. So.
Yeah, I thought it was a good movie. I enjoyed it. I saw it first as a kid, man. It was one of those things that my aunt rented from Blockbuster when that was still around. Mm-hmm. I had everybody kind of sit around the TV and watch it on a Saturday night. I thought it was pretty cool, man. That movie brings back some good memories in my life. Some good memories. And for those who celebrate, we can't go on without saying happy 420 to you all who partake of the marijuana. Yes, I call it marijuana, and I will forever call it marijuana. But yeah,
is there a story behind that?
No, I just mixed Mary Jane and marijuana together, and I got marijuana. Something dumb I did as a kid, and it just stuck. So
that's very clever. Sorry, I'm sorry.
Wow,
I'm being a dick. I'm sorry.
It's real cool.
All good. Darn New Yorkers.
Well, speaking of like 420 and everything, so just everybody knows, just remember tomorrow is National Surprise Drug Testing Day on 421. So be on the lookout. Someone starts shaking that little cup to you. Be careful.
Good stuff. Good stuff, man. Well, I'll tell you this: if you fail that drug test and you're gonna be stuck back at home because you can't get one of them temp jobs being essential, you can probably get your new DC comic books because it seems like they're gonna be shipping again as of 4/27 with alternative distributors. I thought there was an agreement going around that they would not ship comics anymore. They wouldn't do digital comics. I thought they were holding back on all this stuff. So, what is this about?
Wait, what? So I'm sorry. Let's rewind just a second. You said that they're no longer distributing comics. They're going to go all digital.
No.
No, they're distributing them themselves. Is what it sounds.
Yeah, so they have made a
instead of going through Diamond, basically.
Yeah, they were supposed to. Since the comic stores themselves weren't going to be open, they were dialing back comics. Obviously, you couldn't ship them to the comic book stores since they weren't going to be open. But then also they had made like a deal to not release them digitally either. Because I guess they didn't want to seem like they were crapping on the people.
That would make sense.
Store, which is great.
Okay.
So basically, what this article is saying is that Diamond announced that they plan to return stuff in mid-May, but I guess DC isn't having that, so they want to decide to turn around and do it towards the end of this. What is it? Anything towards the end of this month? Yeah, I think it's next week is when they start doing it. From what this is saying.
So I'd assume you'll probably still be able to get your comics out of like the CVS's and the Myers if you're like your grocery stores, if they still offer comic books as an option. I think that's where they're probably going to show up because the comic stores, they're still shut down in a lot of different states. I mean, if yours is still open, then, kudos to you. You'll probably still be able to get your latest DC fix.
I just so happened to be at Tashi Station today. That's the comic book station or comic book place down by our house. He was telling us that they actually ordered directly from them now because that way they can get it versus this, versus Diamond. So that's what they're doing. He said they already placed an order, so they'll be starting to get some new stuff like in the next week or two.
And it's also just DC, not Marvel's not doing anything.
It's just
this is
DC.
all I've heard. I haven't heard anything about Marvel just yet. I saw this about DC and was quite shocked.
This is interesting for a couple different reasons, man. Because when you look historically back at the comic industry, and I'm gonna say this right now, I don't know much about it. I didn't collect them. From what I've heard, when something like a global pandemic happens, or when there is a distribution issue, or when you can't get your hands on a book for whatever reason during that time, they don't stay in print very long and they go away. Obviously, which is why you have the collectability of it. So. Do you think that I'm not familiar with the storylines that are going to be affected right now or the, what's being written, but I wonder if something like this will have a significant impact on the secondary market of the stuff that's available now because it's going to be hard to get.
Well, looking at here real quick, just to let you know, they actually gave a list of some of the slate of the new titles that they're going to be dropping, like Nightwing, The Dreaming, Daphne Brine, Batman 89, Batman Giant number 4. So they're kind of showing you some of the stuff they're dropping on some of the different days. Just to kind of give a rough idea. And remember, obviously we'll have some fact checkers check this and correct me if I'm wrong. And if they do, okay. If they don't, I don't care either way. So, no, but didn't they just change like the rights of all that? Who was the head of distribution just recently too?
Yeah, we covered that a couple of. Well, we covered something about some people moving some positions, and I can't remember exactly who it was, but yeah, we went over that a couple episodes ago.
And so it could very well be this may play into that too. You know what I mean? So it may have something to do with it.
Could be. It's probably his move, man. But hey, more power to him. You never want to see DC fail. Because they have some iconic characters that we all grew to know and love, and hey, whatever works for them. I guess
maybe we'll get somebody on Saturday that knows a lot about it and can tell me what the fuck's going on. Because God knows
my man Yule and a few other people, they're real deep into comic book heads. Yep.
Yeah, I'd give Yule a call too. I think that's the first phone call I'd make, and then I'd probably call Prime right after that.
Yeah, because that man, he gets all of his comic books graded. Like every once in a while, he'll send me something like pictures, like, "Yo, look at this," and everything's graded. So,
yeah, every time I hear or say Yule's name, I think of like the Soulja Boy song.
Oh yeah,
watch me, you. crank that Soldier Boy.
You know what that song's about, right?
Yeah,
I do.
And the best part is he is a soldier boy. That's what's funny.
Yeah, he definitely served, man. Shout out to
Yeah.
you, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to you.
I heard he might have Superman a girl or two also. So.
Hey!
Mr. Coca Smooth.
Coco Smooth.
Yep.
Well, man, moving right along, we also have gotten word that Moon Knight has an official synopsis and will tentatively start filming November 16th. I guess it all depends on how this virus will shape up. And right now, the idea is that they will shoot for 26 weeks.
Okay.
And I heard this on Everything Always, which is a YouTube channel that normally covers like Marvel leaks and also Marvel news as it comes out. And this is one of the segments that he said was actually official news. So we'll see how that works. This is a Disney Plus series that's going to be coming to Disney Plus sometime next year. Right now, they don't have a release schedule for it just yet, but they do have the synopsis and the filming date. So I'm actually looking forward to seeing this. I don't know too much about the character itself. I think Moon Knight looks pretty cool, but I've never read a Moon Knight comic.
To be honest, he's similar to Batman in a way.
Yeah, that's what I gather. Like he's a vigilante.
He basically has multiple personalities from what I remember, and
he's kind of possessed by like the moon god or something like that, right?
And so he has multiple identities, basically, not multiple personalities.
I'm sorry, what'd you say, Wolf? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Lowry. I'll cut you off. My bad.
No, I was saying he had multiple, like Batman and Bruce Wayne. It's kind of like that whole thing. He's got different, so it's kind of
he has an alter ego.
Yeah, I think he's like a poor man or something like that. It's been a while since I read the comics. And some of the people who were more into that character. He was like a poor man to kind of get around town so he can lay low to the streets sort of thing. And then he's this playboy thing where he's got a lot of money like everything else. And then he's obviously Moon Knight at night. So yeah.
I thought he was a cop too. And something like, does he ever become a law enforcement agent?
I can't remember, to be honest, because I wasn't hugely into Moon Knight, to be honest.
Sounds I'd have to look it up. I can do that right now if you give me
his name's like Phil Spector, right? Is the character's alter ego or his real name? Yeah, Wolf. Yeah, fact check that for us, man. You seem to be our resident fact checker on quick stuff, man.
And like I said, it's been a while since I read the comic, so. But I mean, obviously, dude, no matter what, people change origin stories all the time in comics, so it's kind of hard to keep up sometimes, anyway. So.
Yeah. Anybody else excited to see it when it comes, or anybody anticipating it?
I am. It's going to be something different. It's not going to be like multiple versions of Wolverine. It's not going to be multiple versions of like whatever else. It's a brand new character they haven't done yet, so I'm kind of excited to see what they do with it.
Yeah, Wolf, you were saying that you're excited about all that stuff there.
Yeah, I want it to come out like all this. What is it, Falcon and Winter Soldier? I want to see all this. I'm ready. Give me something to watch.
Yeah,
I'm waiting to see it.
What about you, New York Mike? You got any interest in seeing Moon Knight when it comes to Disney Plus?
I'm interested in seeing anything that's new. I'm interested in seeing new character designs. And for me, Moon Knight is a new character design. I'm not really attached to that from the past. I'm not sure what it's attached to. But I'm always all about new character designs, brand new, original character designs, not perverted character designs from our childhood when you change this, change that, make this look like that. Not a fan. But if Moon Knight's just there, I'll give him a shot.
That's a whole nother topic of discussion one day.
We're not going to do that now because it will turn ugly.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing it. And from what we've been told or what we've heard out there in the streets is that Moon Knight, Disney is going to incorporate all of their series into the MCU in some way, in some form. So this means we'll see Moon Knight in the movie. How that plays into the universe as a whole will be yet to be seen. But I'm looking forward to seeing how it all incorporates. That's, I think, is my biggest anticipation there, because I enjoy the movies a whole lot. So to see how their series will finally add some more side stories into the main movies, I think it's something I can look forward to.
So who do you guys think that you would want to play Moon Knight, Phil Spector? Who would you want to see? And kind of keep in mind, Mike, he's similar. He's kind of similar to Batman in a way. So think of kind of something like that.
Oh, is Robert Pattinson available? Sorry.
Oh, damn.
Sorry.
Yo,
oh my God.
Mike, I'm with you, brother. Let's not do something that just does not make sense. However, I have to say I don't know enough about Moon Knight to see somebody in that role. So anybody that they put there, it's going to be new to me. So.
Me too. I have no opinion because I know nothing about the character, but it is a cool design.
Like, take for instance me. I can see Daniel Radcliffe playing it.
Yeah, I mean that's out there. Everyone's kind of pushing for that.
Yeah, its face is covered the whole time. It'll work.
I was just about to say for me.
Well, he's actually
exactly who I don't want to play him because I don't like his movies. So that's no. I'm not.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on a second. You don't like Harry Potter?
It's not my thing.
What's wrong with you? Were you molested as a child?
But you like glittery vampires.
Whoa. Oh my God. Who doesn't like Harry Potter? Harry Potter's like the greatest thing ever. It's the modern day Wizard of Oz.
Ruthless people.
Seriously, man.
Here's the thing. It's not that I don't like it. It's just not something that I got into. You know, it's not really for me.
Right here, it's all 8 movies.
So he doesn't like wizards, but he likes sparkly vampires.
But wait a minute, that's still in the case. You haven't even watched that.
I've watched all of them several times. Those are there in case I ever want it. But I watched. Dude, let me tell you something. That's one of those movies. That's like Christmas Day or like Thanksgiving Day, right? Where there's absolutely nothing on. What do? You turn on TBS. Sure as shit, Lord of the Rings or Star Wars is going to be on, right?
I always got something on Thanksgiving and Christmas. I watch basketball, so there you go.
That's why you don't like Harry Potter. I mean, Quidditch beats the crap out of basketball any day of the week.
My brother-in-law is a huge Harry Potter fan, so maybe I'll snag his movies and watch them one day. Like the other stuff that I've seen Radcliffe in, it's just not appealing to me.
Okay,
fair enough.
But I can't speak on Harry Potter because I haven't seen enough of him in Harry Potter to say I just don't like him as Harry Potter. That's not what I'm saying. I haven't seen the Harry Potter.
You definitely have to watch the whole entire series as a whole because like when I first saw the movies back in the day, like I was kind of bored at first, and then like as they went on and progressed, the story got progressive and better and better. But Wolf, what were you saying? That I heard you get ready to say.
No, to answer your question from earlier, Mark Spector has 2 other personalities: Stephen Grant, a lavish millionaire, and Jake Lockley, a lowly taxi cab driver.
Yeah, the taxi cab driver. That's what it was.
And then the Moon Knight personality, obviously.
Yeah. There you go. So he's a mass vigilante with a split personality disorder. I like it. This sounds like the making of a great.
He's cool.
Sounds like the making of a great TV series.
Maybe Joaquin Phoenix. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh,
real quick to build on what Jason was saying earlier about the story transitioning in Harry Potter. I think that's something that a lot of people didn't realize and were afraid to give it a chance, especially people that are our age. Because when this stuff was coming out and it was our age, this was pretty much it was marketed towards kids. It was marketed toward elementary school kids.
Mm-hmm.
And when we finally got to see it on the screen. Yeah, it was a younger person show, absolutely. But when you progress to the 3rd movie, to the 4th movie, to the 5th movie, those things are dark as fuck.
Yeah, they're crazy.
I'm not going to tell you who or anything, but let me tell you something. Everybody starts getting killed. Like it's bad. It's badass. Like it's not badass. It's magicians, but it's fucking cool.
Yeah.
No, I walked past it while I was on one day, and I did see Robert Pattinson. Spoiler alert, die. But yeah, okay, I'll see it.
Yeah, he was in that one. It was in one of the games, yeah.
And I didn't even know he was in it. Honestly. The first time I ever seen Robert Pattinson was in Twilight, so I had no clue that he was even in it. And then I realized the guy who played on The Flash, who was Barry's partner when he actually messed up the timeline with Flashpoint, he was in it. I didn't even realize he was in it. So, I mean, you see a lot of characters.
The guy that was dating Iris?
No, not. So, did you watch The Flash when he did the Flashpoint, went back, saved his mom?
Yeah. Which time?
He messed up the whole universe, right?
Uh-huh.
He came back and I think when he met back up with Arrow, he didn't have a daughter, he had a son or something like that, or it was all switched up. So at that point, he had a forensics partner who was blonde hair.
Oh,
yeah, that's Malfoy. Yes, correct.
They hated each other. Well, Barry didn't necessarily hate him, but he hated Barry. But that guy apparently was in Harry Potter as well.
He was also in the Planet of the Apes, the one with James Franco. He was in that, I think.
Oh, Rise of the Planet of the Apes?
Yeah, he was one of the caretakers that was like shocking all the animals and shit.
Oh man, I know he got his face ripped off when they got out. Yeah. I gotta watch that. I just added that to my watch list because that's on HBO right now. Speaking of HBO, it's free for 7 days, guys. So go and get it.
Speaking of people hulking out, what's going on with that She-Hulk?
Yo, so I peeped that, man. Right now they're saying that She-Hulk is expected to film in July, which right now I don't think that that's going to be the case. Just due to everything that's going on, it's probably going to get pushed back a little bit. But they don't even have a main character. But apparently, again, listening to a couple of other podcasts and shows, is that they've had times where they didn't have a character locked up, but they moved forward with the plot and the script. Don Cheadle, for example, they gave that dude 1 to 2 hours to make a decision on if he was going to play War Machine, and within that time, they already had his character, his story, and everything already picked out. Now, granted, he's a side character, but the rumor is that this has happened to a couple of other characters, and Brie Larson being one of them at one point. But then she was actually able to come back and renegotiate some things down the line for the new set of Avenger movies. So I'm for it, man. I just don't think it's going to be filming in July, but I'm for it. I can't wait.
Who are they trying to cast? What's her name?
Brie.
The other Brie.
They didn't necessarily say they wanted to cast her. They were saying somebody like her. And I think that maybe just a workaround so probably people don't think that they're actually going to do it. It's Allison Brie, I think is her name.
Allison Brie. That's it.
She was on the Netflix show Glow and a bunch of other stuff. She's pretty active. I mean, she's pretty. You could see on her Instagram page and everything else. She works out. I mean, she's pretty fit and stuff. So I can see her.
I think she'd be a good Jennifer Lawrence. I think the Hawk portion is what I'm a little shaky on.
Well, that's CGI, dude. So.
Yeah, but you still got to play it. Like, look at Ruffalo. Like, he still had to play the Hawk, even if he was grunting, even when he went to Professor Hawk. And Professor Hawk is very similar to what She-Hulk is going to be because she's intelligent. She keeps all her intelligence. She's not a savage. She's just huge. So that part is going to be left. It's going to leave me wanting to see what's going on with that before I'm on board. I need to see more before.
Have you seen the show Glow on Netflix at all?
Yes, and I did enjoy her in that.
No, it's a good show.
I did enjoy her in that. She did good. I just don't know if it's going to transition well to playing a superhero.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Yep. Only time will tell.
You think Ruffalo will show up?
I think so.
That's the rumor, and it's nothing set in stone. He said it himself that it's not set in stone just yet, but he has been talked to about it. And you have to do, if you're going to do their origin story, which I'd assume they will do at least a couple minutes out of that show, depending on how long the show is going to be. Mm-hmm. You got to go over how she gets to become the She-Hulk, and you already got Hulk sewed up in Ruffalo, so why not?
Yeah, they're saying how they want to do this is she's going to get a blood transfusion.
Yeah, that's how the original comic book thing was. But I mean, who knows what's going to happen? I'm kind of excited to see it just because it's going to be, like Mike said, it's a whole new character coming on. So I mean, I'm just something different. I mean, you think about the last 10 years, like all we've been seeing is like the same characters over and over again. Like something new is going to be kind of cool.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
And you built 10 years of movies with Ruffalo already, even though we started with Norton and that all went to crap.
His story arc is. Go ahead, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, why not keep him there if he's willing to stay on for the movies? Why not? Come on, Mike, what you got?
Pick me.
Why don't you like it?
Because I don't want to see the Hulk get bitched out any more than he already has been, man. I'm just I'm such not. I don't know how to say this articulately. So I'm just going to say I hate when they come with the Hulk. I hate it.
He doesn't like Professor Hulk, basically.
No, I do not like Professor Hulk one bit. That was that. That was never the Hulk to me. It was always, you know, the rage monster. And I think I've gone over this again, so I'm not going to keep on beating a dead horse. Anyway, I think the character design, I think the whole concept of Smart Hulk is fucking stupid.
Now let me give you a thought, Mike, and let me see if you'll be on board with this. So we already have 10 years of movies, and we know Marvel has the ability to go back and add movies. We see that with Black Widow, right? She's dead, but she's getting her own movie that's supposed to fill you in between the Civil War and the movie that came after that, right? So with that being said, what if they went back in time to where the Hulk had escaped to South America, somehow made it back in the country, gave his cousin a blood transfusion to help her out, then went back on the run? He's still Savage then. Would that work for you?
Probably not, because I'm going to be honest with you. The Avengers are done for me. I'm done with the Avengers. I've seen the best characters that we are going to get. I've seen the best stories that we're going to get from the Avengers. I don't know that I want to continue seeing Avengers movies. I don't know that I need to see Falcon as anything other than Falcon. I don't know that I have to see the Winter Soldier as anything other than the Winter Soldier. I don't think we have to transition these characters into a different persona. I think there's so many more properties that Disney has acquired over the years that we can go with now, and we don't have to go and rehash all that shit. You know, we can go right into Marvel from here. We can go right into X-Men. We can go right into Fantastic Four. There's so many things that people don't even realize that they have the rights to right now. Stories that you would never even consider. And I think this is the golden opportunity right now for them, where you can introduce these characters who 10, 15 years ago wouldn't have done well on the screen, but because of the reputation that they have built over the years, we can take some of these tier B, tier C. All right, I'm gonna get it out eventually.
There it is.
Level characters that will actually do well just on the Marvel name and might catch some traction. And I think this is the time to do it. Let's not destroy what we've already got. Let's build new.
I'm with you. To a large extent, I'm with you. But what I do see them doing, and where I'm on board with, is one, Falcon and Bucky both became Captain America in the comics. So it gives them a little bit of flirtation with that. And the fact that they're not putting it on a big screen is cool for me. You know what I mean? Like, don't mess up what you've already done on the big screen. And they're putting it on Disney Plus. But what they can transition and do with the new Avengers, with Falcon and that team, with She-Hulk, who eventually will join that, you know what I mean? Like, they have some flexibility. And I'm not saying you got to keep the Hulk and the She-Hulk show the entire time. Quite frankly, I'm with you. I don't want to see that either. But I do want to see him come in for a bit of an origin pick and then build this character from there, because it is integral to the story.
Everything that you've just said would be great, in my opinion, in an animated series, in a spinoff. It's fine.
Yeah,
let's see it. Let's check it out. But again, I don't need 3 different iterations of Captain America in my cinematic universe. I already got Captain America, and I love that character, and I don't want it to change. Maybe I'm selfish. I don't know what. Iron Man. I got Iron Man. I got the best rendition of a character played, in my opinion, one of the best cast characters in the history of movies. Okay, in my humble, non-important opinion. I don't want to see that changed. I think they did great with it, and that's all I'm going to say about that. Sorry.
Yeah,
I have spoken.
Shout out to the Mandalorian whenever we get it, and not just bullcrap.
Not that fake trailer.
Yeah.
Some douchebag put a fake trailer in the chat.
I don't know who that was.
Yeah, me neither. No idea.
Well, somebody gave him a new nickname in another chat that we're in. It probably fit that based on that trailer he sent out.
I wonder who gave him that name. Hey guys, just so you know, when Lowry lies, his nose doesn't grow. His beard just gets a couple of
it just gets longer and longer.
Oh man, good stuff, man. Yeah, man. Well, speaking of Marvel movies, it seems like, and I think me and Mike are gonna agree on this as well, Sam Raimi has been confirmed as the director of Doctor Strange 2, and I am not here for it.
Why?
Well, I don't like Sam Raimi when it comes to comic book movies. I thought Spider-Man 2 was just okay. Spider-Man 1 was good.
I'm sorry, which Spider-Man 2 and which Spider-Man 1? You have to be very specific.
Let's go back to, was it Tobey Maguire? Is that his name?
Yeah.
Tobey Maguire was the original.
He was the
right.
first
So
one.
the original series, and I thought it was just okay. I just don't like him in comic book movies. He's done a lot of other good movies that I thought were pretty cool, but I don't know if he's the one that you want directing this movie because I don't think it's going to be. I don't think it's well. Let me backtrack a little bit. Marvel already has the movie written, right?
Yeah.
So he doesn't have to write it, but he has to direct it. And I don't know if he's the guy for it. I think there's plenty other people out there that can probably use.
I think you're incorrect on that one, at least in my opinion, because that story is actually pretty freaking dark.
Okay.
Like the whole thing that they're talking about, you're talking about multiple universes. You're talking about, like, I wouldn't be surprised it's going to tie in the Wanda TV show that's going on.
Oh yeah,
where she loses her mind. So I have a feeling it's gonna be tied in like different shit going on. It's gonna be kind of dark in a way. Like that's why I think he'd be good for the role.
So you think? I'm sorry. Go ahead, Mike.
I was gonna say I'm going to disagree, but I'm going to disagree for a different reason. I don't think that the first Spider-Man movie or the second Spider-Man movie were bad movies per se. I think the movies themselves were pretty good. I think Defoe, I think Franco, I think Kirsten Dunst, like those actors carried those movies, in my opinion.
They were casted well, yeah.
Yeah, I think Tobey Maguire is what's fucked that movie up. I think we had the wrong iteration of Spider-Man. We had a great Peter Parker, but we didn't have a Spider-Man. I think he was just a wrong guy, and I think had we had the right actor in that role, that would have been a pretty good movie. So I don't necessarily blame the director for that. I don't know who cast him, but I would blame whoever hired Matt Maguire for that movie. Sucked.
But the director's job is to get the best out of everything that he has on set. He knows where the movie is going to end up before everybody else does, and if it doesn't land well, then that's the director's fault, in my opinion.
Well, you throw a lot of shit to the wall, you see what sticks. You know, he took a shot. He had a great fucking cast. You know, Tobey Maguire on paper, I'm sure it sounded great at the time. He was kind of a no-name back then. You know, maybe he was going to work, and somebody screwed the pooch on that one. You know, you can't get it all right every time.
Yeah, I mean, but to your point, Lowry, I can get that. I mean, he's directed some pretty dark movies that I thought were pretty good. Did he do Knowing, or was that M. Night Shyamalan?
No, I think that was M. Night Shyamalan.
Now, see, that's a guy. If you want to go dark movies,
well,
that's a guy you should have probably casted. I mean,
rumors are going around right now that the villain for this film could be Nightmare. And if that's the case, I can kind of see him kind of getting involved with that, especially.
They also said that there may be a good guy who turns into a villain, or who's going to be seen as a villain in this movie as well. So I don't know, man. I'm not gonna say this is a hell no to me. I just he wouldn't be my first pick, but I'm in for it. It's Marvel, so they got me by the wallet, so I'm gonna check it out.
I think they got all of us by the wallet.
I'm gonna definitely check it out, man. And sticking in the comic book vein, it looks like the Batman animated series is going to get another comic run, and Paul Dini returns back to that. And that's going to be pretty interesting. So I didn't even know this until someone shared this article, or we stumbled across it, that there was even a Batman the Animated Series comic. That by far, I see you over there, Mike. That by far was probably my favorite cartoon for my comic book.
What's he got there?
Outside of X-Men. The animated series Batman was like probably a close second. I enjoyed that. It blew the Superman version of Superman thing out of the water.
Agreed.
This was sick. I mean, it was really, really good. I didn't mind watching reruns when they came on. Obviously, you wanted to see the new story, but when they had reruns come on, I did not care. I was watching it just like the 90s X-Men. So if I had to rate them, I'd go 90s X-Men number 1, Batman a close second, and then the 90s Spider-Man. The animated series was really good too.
Mike over there flexing with all them movies.
Flexing hard too. I see him. Is that the Blu-ray season set?
I think it's DVD.
No, that's DVD. That's an old one there. It's an old one.
Nice, man. So I'm not a real big comic reader as far as when it comes to newer stuff. I like to go back and read some of the old stories that I've seen come to life. But who's in on this run of comics, especially with this guy returning?
I mean, it's basically, from what it's understanding right here, based off some of the articles, it's basically a 6-issue like digital limited release, sometime in April.
Yeah, it was cool.
I don't know if it's come out yet. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, dude.
No, you're good.
I don't know if it's coming out, if it's out yet, or if it's in the month. Like, I haven't seen anywhere where it's talked about that yet. You know, anybody else know about that?
No, I did not see a release date when I was reading up on it. But what's cool is, so for those who don't know, Paul Dini is one of the writers of the show, and he has a lot of input in that show. So now you get to see his work in comic. He's returning back to the franchise to kind of, I wouldn't necessarily say finish what he started, but to continue on of the animated series.
Well, that's going to be key, what you just said right there, because I'll be honest with you, I don't read the comics. I've never have, and I don't plan on, ever doing so. But I will say this: the Batman animated series is one of the most influential cartoons that I ever watched growing up in my life, and I probably seen those episodes on rerun more times than most. And it was just an amazing series, an amazing iteration of that character. That said, if this guy is here to continue what he was doing and continue writing that story as it was and getting new adventures, yeah, I'm all about it. I don't think it ever should have stopped.
Yeah.
If he's going to take that character and he's going to introduce him to a new, bring him into the modern day, so to speak, and start to change what that character was to fit today's norms, then I'm very much against it.
Yeah.
That said, I'll support it. I'll support it as long as there's a reason to support it, because I love the iteration of the character. I think it's great, and maybe it'll spark, more animated episodes, which I would love to see.
Oh, that would be cool, because he helped with the spinoffs too. So there was the New Adventures of Batman and Robin.
Yep.
There was another also Batman animated series that was redrawn to fit with the Superman series. Like they had their own little hour.
Like the new something Superman or whatever it was.
New Adventures of was it New Adventures of Batman?
No, the
Batman
Superman
the New Adventures.
one.
Oh yes, the Superman.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Remember that, the Superman one? I think it's the same.
No, which
people.
one are you talking about? I don't remember that
Maybe
one.
It was
was it?
Yeah, look at that right there. It's definitely the same artist and stuff.
Superman the animated series. That was it.
Did you guys?
Really good, man. It was good.
Did you guys ask when this was? Did you guys ask when this was coming out?
Yes. Do you have that?
In this very same article, on the very bottom, it says Batman: The Adventure Continues will release digitally in April, and a print edition is due out May 6th.
Okay. Yeah, we saw it in April, but we didn't get.
Yeah, it didn't say the date in April.
Like the exact date. So it just says sometime in April, though, right?
Yeah.
But
and then
May you're getting a hard copy. When again?
Hard copy May 6th.
I mean, there's only a week and a half left of this month, so.
Yeah, man. Yeah, my daughter's birthday is coming up at the end of this month, man.
Keep in mind that this article was February 13th that you posted, Jason. So I don't know what's changed.
It's kind of funny in the background over here. You see like Lex Luthor in the suit bitch slapping the hell out of Batman. I just now noticed that when going through this. So.
Yeah,
I got to say though, the art is on point. I mean, the art style is there.
Yeah, I agree. But what they should have done is taken Batman out of there and put Superman there, because he was always getting bitch slapped around in that comic. I mean, the cartoon series. They made him look like a punk, dude.
Dude, why does Alfred kind of look like Pat Morita of like Mr. Miyagi and shit? Doesn't it?
It does. You know what? You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Oh,
I'm not going to say you're wrong.
Right. Good job. Good job.
I'm waiting to see what is. Oh, dude, is that Danielson down there in the bat outfit? Like, what the hell? Like, Anyway.
Man, oh man. Yeah, this is gonna be interesting. It looks good. Thought I heard somebody like knocking on the side of my house. I'm like, what is that, yo?
Police! No, I'm just kidding.
That sounds concerning.
Yeah. I'm like,
most people knock on the door.
Right. Beat on the side of my house. Don't break your fist.
Yeah. So we got some toy news and stuff.
Yeah, you posted a release schedule this week. It looks like from Mech Fans Toys / Mechanic Toys. For those who don't know who they are a third-party legend scale company who's made a couple of good figures that I saw specifically that I was like, I'd pick that up. I had one of their hot rods back in the day. I think the first one that they made. They got two different versions of them coming out now. So kind of following the same suit as other companies. They're just gonna make the same stuff.
Well, they started out as a KO company, to be honest, and then now they're starting to pump out their own stuff, and they're pumping them out quick.
Yeah, where were they like upscaling some other company's figures and still passing them off as Legends? Like I think that's where Chris got the name Legends Plus from.
Yeah,
Legends Plus. Yeah,
yeah.
Actually, you might want to talk to somebody else about that. I think Robert D is a huge promoter of that company. He really, really likes where they're going.
He won't shut up about them. He loves them.
Oh yeah, he's got a lot to say about McFans toys. So just hit him up, guys, and I'm sure he'll be happy to talk about McFans toys.
That shit
for sure. Shout out to Robert D. Love you, brother.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, no doubt.
Shout out to the giant that is Robert D. That dude's tall. I did not expect him to be as tall as what he was. Listening to him on the show.
Yeah, he's just a little bit shorter than Pinkerton, a little bit taller than me and you. So
yeah, he's up there. Lowry, did you get that release schedule? Do you have the pictures of it or no?
Yeah, I'm trying to find it for some reason. It's like acting up. Trying to get
and then they're also who posted that in the chat? I think that was Wolf, right? You posted that they're making their own wet guard. Right?
Yes, sir. That was me.
Oh yeah,
that thing
it looks good.
Yeah, it does look good. I wonder what size is going to be because
it's going to be the Legends Plus. You know it is because that's what they've been going for. So
okay, so those are their oversized
Legends.
And
they're really not that much bigger than the other ones. It depends on which ones they are.
Yeah.
In fact, here I'm going to send the picture here again real quick.
Yeah, I think Pinkerton had bought their. No, it wasn't Pinkerton. It was this dude named Nick I know in one of the groups. He bought Ultra Magnus and Hot Rod, and I had both of those. They were pretty cool. You can tell though that Ultra Magnus was almost like a direct knockoff.
Oh yeah, the first version they did. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was a knockoff of the MP MP Ultra Magnus, almost directly. But I mean, they're pretty cool, pretty fun to mess with, man. You can flip them back pretty easy, back and forth.
In fact, here I got the picture for the schedule that they kind of had talking about. They've got quite a few figures. Like some of them are kind of hit or miss. Like they just did their Hot Rod, right?
I want that Hot Rod,
dude. They did the MP Rodimus Prime. Now they're going to do Hot Rod with like fishing pole and everything else.
Can you zoom in a little bit on that release schedule there, Larry? Yeah. Every time I see it. Oh, stop that train there, Peter.
Whoa, that sounded kind of bad.
Oh man. I mean, they got some stuff coming. So the Hot Rod, the Rodimus Prime released already. Looks like they're doing a Nemesis version. And then you got a Astro Train coming, then Hot Rod and RC.
Yep.
I can't really see the
Social
dates
Butterfly.
there.
Let's see. Her name is Social Butterfly. For RC, you got Flame Walker, I think, for that.
That is not a good name.
Hey, whatever. Flame Commander and Frame, whatever the hell it is.
I think Flame Commander's the worst name. Flame Walker.
Yeah, I know. And then you got Iron Sky, and then what? Are you serious? Oh my God, Blur's name is Reread.
What?
I like the G2 Sideswipe Black Brandon.
Oh my God! No.
Wait a minute, where is that? That's some racist shit.
That's the first column.
Oh my God! No, really?
All right, hold on. No, I think I found the fail of the week on here. Yes. We're going for aftermarket names that have no tie whatsoever to G1. So they renamed Trax Flywheel.
Well, dude, look at Scud right below him.
Scud? What is he supposed to be? Skids?
No.
What is he?
Scud? What's
I can't see that one.
Like is Sideswipe missile?
No. Who do you think? Oh shit! What's his name? Yellow Lambo. Fucking.
Sunstreaker.
Sunstreaker. Yeah.
Oh, he's Scud. Get the heck out of here! What is this jet down there that looks like a bomber?
Where?
You mean the G02? Yeah. That one's called Chinese version, apparently.
I think that's supposed to be one of the cone heads that they're working on.
That's from the Glory series. That just sounds gross.
So that's Dirge, it looks like?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. These names.
It's
but
hard
they
to
do make a pretty good figure.
If we could find the picture, we could post on our page. But
And
sure
they used to
Robert
have,
D will love that.
They used to send out mechs with them, right?
Holy shit!
Yeah, I know. You saw that one too?
Did you guys look to the right of the classic IP series? We got Sucker and Beta. I want to know who's who.
My God.
I thought the Sucker was the Beta. Oh, wait. No, sorry.
Oh,
Jesus
Sucker
Christ.
and Beta.
Good God.
Jesus, man. Who the hell thinks these things up?
I think it's a bad translation is what it sounds like. Jesus.
Or the right translation. They just might not respect us Americans.
No, that too. That too. And then where is that Rekgar?
Oh, man. Oh, man. That is
I wonder how
crazy.
many people we're going to piss off with this one, guys. I want to set a record this week.
Please send all planes to NY.
Eric Wolfenstein.
Yeah, man. Well, it's cool. Once we find the link for the Rekgar, we'll post it on our actual page. It's pretty cool, though. It looks really good.
We'll upload it so that way if anybody wants to see it. Sorry about that. I can't find it for some reason.
I saw good, man.
I'll try and see it for you.
Yeah, man. It's pretty cool. But one of the highlights of the weekend, I had Lowry send me over the Kickstarter link for the new McFarlane Spawn, and that thing looks dope. But the head sculpts that they're adding, they just added 2 more head sculpts, and one of them is the actual character in his normal face, which is pretty dope. But you only get it if you buy the 3-pack, which I thought was stupid.
I mean, it looks damn good. Even the packaging. I mean, it comes with a comic book. They have versions you can get with or without being signed, like a little plaque and everything else.
Yeah. And you can also get a painted and unpainted version. I think they call it the artist proof.
Yeah, there's the classic version, there's the newer style, and then the artist version.
Mm-hmm. Yep, classic, modern, and then artist free, which is unpainted completely. I guess it's supposed to be artist free of mistakes. I mean, you can't mess up if you don't paint it. I don't know. But that new Al Simmons head does look good.
See, this 3D render doesn't do it justice at all.
Yeah, look, hamburger head. They call it Screaming Face on their website. Look at that. Hamburger head.
This is the one that comes with the newer version.
Yeah, that one in the Al Simmons face. So shoot, like I don't remember that much from the comics, but I'll admit
it's the newer style.
Oh, okay.
You know what I think is funny about this whole Spawn thing? I think this is just kind of Todd McFarlane's taking a look at the rest of the toy industry and telling them all a big fuck you to not only the toy industry, but to the customers, to the fans that have been trashing his shit for years, saying, "Oh, this guy doesn't know how to sculpt anything. He doesn't know how to." I'm sorry, that wasn't the complaint. The articulation sucks on all these figures, and then he says, "Well, I'll tell you what. I'm going to put this Kickstarter up. I'm going to sell $1 million worth of shit in a couple of days, and you could all go scratch your asses."
Yep.
Yeah.
So good for him.
So here you go. Yeah, it was the classic Spawn with this head, and he's offering now. You get 2 heads for each one, and then you can buy. If you buy all 3, you get all these. And there's actually a total of 6 heads, I think, is what he said.
Yeah, it was 5 right now because they started with 3 and they added 2 more, and they may be adding another head. I don't know about that one, but it's right now it's just the 5.
But it seems like you get. I think you get with the classic Spawn, you get the screaming head, hamburger head, and then you turn around with this one. I think you get the Simmons head, and then this one and this one you get. I think that's what the combo is right now.
Yeah, and if you buy all 3, because they do have a 3-pack, you get all 5 heads.
And it's anywhere between, what was it, Eric? I think it was like between
$40 to $80.
It was 40 and 80 per. It's like if you buy one, it's 40. It's like at what, 160 or 190 or something.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's 160 for the 3-pack. So if you get all 3, you get them for 160.
And then if you want them signed,
the extra
it's
bells and whistles.
But dude, it does look damn good.
Yeah, I seriously debated on backing all 3, but I probably would just get the one.
To be honest, the only thing that really looks different is there red on the other one here? Oh, shit, sorry. Is there red in here? Over in here? It's kind of hard.
Yeah, there is.
All right.
That's red.
Is there any differences you guys see besides the head for the bodies?
So the bodies is different. There's one that has red paint. So the classic Spawn back in the day had red paint on his body.
Mm-hmm.
The modern look does not have it on the torso.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward.
Oh, and then you get extra set of hands. That's what it was.
I think I'm just gonna get, and it says every figure gets the extra set of hands.
Yep.
So no matter which one you back, you're gonna get an extra set of hands. I think I'm just gonna back the standard one, the classic. I like that look better. Go in on the $40 and call it a day, because I think the figure is very. I think it's gonna have some good shelf presence.
I think so too. I think I kind of want to get someone to make me a cloth cape for it though, not that hard.
Oh, that'd be dope. That'd be dope. And it looks pretty posable. I was looking at the way that they were pulling all the pieces together. It looks pretty dope. I think you're right, Mike. It's just a big old F you. I know what I'm doing. I mean, he's gotten better over the years.
I mean, I think he's also taking advantage of some people too, because I'll tell you right now, for anybody to do $1 million worth of sales in under under 4 or 5 days or something like that, something stupid. I don't know what
he met his first goal in like 12
dumb.
minutes, and then after that, it was like just skyrocketed.
Yeah, so fully back in 12 minutes, which is crazy.
Yeah, so if you see something like that and you're a businessman and you've got any kind of business sense whatsoever, if you can sell that much shit online on a Kickstarter, if you don't bring this to mass retail in some way, you're a moron, because you're going to sell even more in the stores.
Yeah, shout out to Wolfenstein. He actually got that garbage man from MechFans Toys or Mech Studio, Mechanic,
aka Mechanic Studios, Mechanic Toys.
It's the same damn company.
All of those names.
What do you guys think for a Legends?
I think it looks good, man.
It's very good. It's definitely good.
I'm in on it.
Nice.
I'm gonna get it.
Yeah, I think it looks sick. I think it looks very reminiscent to what KFC put out.
Yep.
It looks like a mini masterpiece. I dig it.
Although I can never unsee it because it always looks like he's got nipples.
Just nipple cannons.
Nipple
nipple cannons. But speaking of Legends, man. Oh, there you go. There you go.
So I was checking the picture out just as I saw it, and I mean the detail on this thing is absolutely amazing when it comes to that from a Legends. This is the master. This is the MP.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here. I'll show you. I'll get your screen up.
Yeah. This is the MP. This is the alt mode of the MP. Right here. Okay.
Yep.
I think that Legends style figure aesthetically might look better than this MP. I'm just saying. I mean, as nice as this thing is, and believe me, it is nice. I would have to see that Legend in hand, but I don't know, man. I mean, that picture was something else that we just saw.
Yeah, it was sick. It was dope.
If I can get Mike up there with it. Sorry.
Mike, watch you got a spike that fell out. Watch that, buddy.
Yeah. I see him. I didn't want to.
That was my only issue with that figure, man, is that those rubber pieces, I felt like they should have found a way to make them stay on somehow a little better. But
dude, that Legends, it does look damn good for its size, though. Wow.
Yep.
I mean, I think the other nice thing about this is this does ride this pretty well. I don't know how the Legend is going to ride the alt mode, but you have plenty of.
It'll be stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point, Mike. It does look really good, man. It does really good. So Legends are definitely winning right now. They're winning. Definitely winning. But sticking with the Legends theme, New Age actually showed off their movie version of a Soundwave in the Mercedes-Benz. I don't know what they call them, but the Soundwave that's Mercedes-Benz was actually one of my favorite Human Alliance characters to have the toy of. And at first, when I seen the picture of this, I didn't even realize it was a Legends figure. I just seen the picture and was like, oh, that thing's kind of sick. But New Age is coming out with that. And then you got the link on it, Lowry, no?
Is this the first movie Legends figure we're seeing from anyone?
From what I can see, yes, but I don't know
think
that
it's
100%.
Masterpiece, but I definitely think it's Legend. Like, it looks damn good. I remember, Wolf, can you check to see in the chat real quick to see where it was? Because I remember somebody posted it in there.
Give me 1 second, homies.
Yeah, it's sick.
Magic Square also did their cone heads for some reason. Facebook.
Yeah, they did their trio. So they're coming out with their cone heads, and they look good. I don't know if you have the New Age ones already. I don't know if they're going to be good enough. Better to where you want to switch them out. But I think they look just as good. So if you didn't get a set already, this would be a good alternative. with the Magic Square set looks pretty cool.
Like I've got both set. I got the New Age stuff, and I love them. Like they're the right scale. I mean, and I've got the cone heads. I mean, hell, I've got stuff coming from Terry this
the
week.
paint on those are really dope, and the die cast that they incorporate in them is
the feet
well
and
done
everything.
as well.
Yeah.
It's not overly used. Looks pretty good.
Let me see if I can pull this up.
I dig it. But while we're talking about that, you got it? Cool beans.
Let me send it in the chat again.
You got it.
Yeah, for some reason, Facebook only lets you go back like 20 pictures, and that's it for some reason. On
yeah, no worries. Yeah, it takes a minute to load. Well, let's kick it a little bit about the while we're waiting on those to come up. Let's talk a little bit about the.
You know if that works, Jay.
Yeah, I just heard it come through.
All right, cool. I got it.
You got it. Cool.
Come on, Facebook's acting up.
So the new wave of 8. Oh, there it is.
There it goes.
Look at that. That looks clean, dude. That's the first picture I saw, and I was like, "Oh, somebody's remaking this as a third-party company. It's gonna have more articulation." Nope, this is not a standard size figure. This is a Legends.
This is a 4-inch tall figure. And look how much detail. This has more detail and paint than most third-party MP figures.
Yeah, that previous slide, that's some good paint. Like those small wire.
I mean, think about that.
Right there.
Yeah. You can see the shocks like right there, like everything.
That's not bad, boys.
No,
it's not. It looks good. It's just a shame that they fucked up the face. It looks just like the movie.
Agreed.
I mean, look at that for a 4-inch tall figure. I mean, shit.
Yeah, for that to be 4-inch, and also if anybody's ever handled the Human Alliance figure, it was definitely more top-sided than it was on the legs, and this looks evenly proportioned. I dig it. This looks pretty dope. I mean, this might be something that I have to get just to put on my desk.
Wow, look at that.
This would be dope. Is that die cast back there?
I don't think so. I think that's just paint.
Wow, that's some really good looking paint. They did a good job, man. That silver on the back, the silver over the entire body, like that grayish, almost platinum color silver.
And this is just a prototype. I mean, it's not even finished product. I mean, it looks damn good.
Yeah, for that to just be a prototype, I mean, it's sick. I dig it. It's even got the red accents highlighted in there. I mean, they've done a good job. And
dude, even has individual posed fingers.
Wait, all those fingers are individually articulated?
Look at it. You can. I mean, at least I would assume so. But I mean, unless they may.
It looks
not
like
be.
it.
Wow. For a 4-inch figure, that's crazy. Dude.
I mean, it may not be. It may be like posed figures that are stuck like that because it looks like it's got a pin right here in the knuckle.
That's crazy, dude. Shout out to Dime Shock for posting this too, man. Good job.
No doubt. There we go.
Yeah, that's sick.
I think that's movable. Yeah, I see that pin you're talking about now.
Wow.
That's the first.
I mean, it could be just like an optical illusion, but I mean, don't know.
It's cute. It's really cute.
I dig it.
I think it's gonna make some people happy. So that means, well, I ain't gonna say it's gonna make a lot of people happy because a lot of people hate the movie modes. But for those who love them, you got some Legends figures.
We're still waiting for the best character from the first movie to come out. We still haven't gotten him.
Who's that?
Come on, man. Bernie Mac.
Like,
Uncle Bobby B, baby.
Uncle Bobby B.
Uncle Bobby B. That's what I want.
Hey, I'll make a custom
of that movie by far. The funniest part of that movie.
That was good. All right,
dude, when he had dude, that was a good scene.
Yeah, man. So let's move right along through this because there's actually one of these things that I wanted to talk about, and a lot of people who got this figure already will notice a difference in the wave. So G.I. Joe is actually releasing the full wave of figures. Should be coming out here pretty soon. But now we get to see what's all in the box. And just like what Wolverine has done for so many box sets of the Hasbro Marvel Legends, Snake Eyes seems like that's going to be done with the G.I. Joe set. So you're going to get 2 Snake Eyes figures in this box, and it's decoed differently than those who got the Toy Fair exclusive. It's going to be mostly black, it looks like. Even the visor doesn't have the silver paint on it. It's going to be all black in the face, but you're also going to get a Destro. So that's your one enemy. You're going to get a Scarlet, a Duke, and a Roadblock. So that's all the figures you're going to get in the wave if you buy the whole case. So you'll have one Snake Eyes to flip. But I need that Snake Eyes.
Dude, it looks good.
Different color.
I can see if I can.
Yeah, it does look good. I think it looks good, man. I want that Snake Eyes. So for people who couldn't get the Toy Fair exclusive, you can still get the Snake Eyes you want. It'll be here. I'm assuming by May is when it's going to drop. But I think it looks good. Anybody else in on the rest of these figures?
I don't know if I'm in on the rest of them, but real quick, Eric, what do you like more about this release compared to the last release? Because you have them both, right? You have the original, right? Is there something that really stands out to this one as to the last one that would really, like, you getting buyer's regret or buyer's remorse, or you like, fuck it, what do you think?
Hasbro kind of played me. So I got my figure, and I didn't realize I got played until I started seeing people's reviews, and my Snake Eyes is missing a bandolier.
Oh no!
Now it didn't take anything away from the figure. I actually like it the way it looks. But what's pretty cool about it is the new stuff is like a blacker color, like the colors are darker. And I think I remember him a little. There you go. That's how he kind of looked in the cartoon to me.
So this here on the right-hand side for the people that are looking at our pictures, this is the one that came out in the recent release. That was on what?
Hasbro Pulse.
Hasbro Pulse. Yeah.
And that's a Toy Fair exclusive to the right.
Yep.
And so on the left-hand side, you see how dark that one is? That one has the more black deco, so he looks more tune accurate.
Yeah, I like that.
So I'm in. I definitely need it.
The only thing that I noticed a difference is the guns. Like the one looks like a fucking fake ass like Nerf gun or something, like from the mass release. Do you see the difference?
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
Are these different guns?
Yeah, they're different guns.
Like a different gun.
And if you look, the gun that's with the exclusive one, it's kind of hard to see here, but look over here, it's different over here on the holster too.
Yeah. Wow. What's that all about?
Crazy.
Huh.
Go ahead,
Go ahead, Wolf. No, Wolf, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying the hole that I see in this. Is this like a we hate realistic guns and we need to be careful what the kids bring into school type deal, or what?
I don't know.
That's a great point, and that's almost kind of what I was kind of hinting at. Like, there has to be a reason for this. So if it's not that reason, then is it because it's accurate to some other fiction that we don't know about, something that we might be getting? Maybe the direction this line is going in is an indicator.
Well, I thought this was supposed to be from the game. The original Toy Fair one was supposed to be more reminiscent to the game. This one,
the mobile game that's out now, you mean?
Correct, the mobile game. Thanks for clarifying that. And then this one here to the left looks to be more, because he don't even come with the backpack. It doesn't look like.
No, he does. They showed it in the packaging.
Oh, okay. And is it all black, Lowry?
Yeah, let me get a picture of it real quick because I remember posting it.
Yeah, so it's interesting, man. I don't know why the change in guns. Maybe it's just to give you more of an exclusivity. Because if you got the Toy Fair stuff, they didn't want to give you all the same accessories and something that you could have bought later down the road. But who knows? Who knows? I know I'm in. I need at least one. And it even looks like the visor. No, it's just painted different. I was about to say it even looks like it's different on its face.
No, that's just paint.
No, it's the same head, just different color. Like the visor is more like of a gloss color on the left one. On the
it's a silver
mass release one. So
yeah, I'm in, man. I'm in. Anybody else? I'm getting the. I know I've already pre-ordered the Destro. I got it. That Destro looks so good. I gotta have it. The rest of them, I'm out on.
See if
I tell you, I might jump in. I'm not sure, man. I might do it. Go ahead, Mike.
What's holding you back, Wolf? Just out of curiosity, like what is your fear? Because I'm trying to rationalize mine.
Well, for me, like I wasn't a huge Joe fan growing up. That was just me. Like I've come to appreciate it later in life. I don't know if I care enough, but I do like the looks of these, and that's kind of where I'm at. I don't know.
See, I never had any G.I. Joes really growing up, so this is a whole new thing for me. So that's why I'm gonna get in on them just to try them out. I mean, dude, they're 6-inch figures. That's what I collected, 12 scale.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm like, tossing around the idea of doing these. But
And you get an extra one that you can do a custom with, Jay.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking. Like, do something else with it. So, or sell it to somebody. Hint, hint. That turnaround doesn't have a bandolier.
No, I'm already getting the other one. I'm just gonna take the bandolier off of that. But I think I actually might. I might end up putting that one back in the box and letting this one be on a shelf.
Yeah.
Who knows? It just depends.
But I mean, you could tell. I mean, to me, the holsters look the same. Just it's a different gun.
Yeah, everything that's molded on the figure is the same. It just, like you said, the weapons look a little different.
Yeah, I think that hole is the thing that's making everything look a little off.
Well, on both the guns, they have that hole too, so it's just kind of strange. Like,
yeah, I think that's just we don't like you bringing guns into school type thing, and this is our way of getting around that.
Kind of making it more kid friendly.
Yeah, I mean, because again, we live in a time where you can't do this in school anymore because they think that's like an actual gun. So I think they're just trying to make it not look realistic.
Yeah, and I think a 4-foot blade strapped to their back. I think a 4-foot blade strapped to their back is definitely safer. Sending a better message.
I can't figure these people out. Don't.
I love you, Wolf. I'm just fucking with you.
That
was good.
I hate you. That's fine.
I do, but I just want you to know how much I love you, because I do.
Aww.
I think
True confessions from New York Mike.
Got it.
Oh, this got weird.
Yes, it did. So going back to action figures.
Yeah, man. You were saying that you were trying to rationalize your thought as to why you like it or why you dislike it. So let's get it out.
Yeah, I think my biggest problem, like for me personally, is that I've got a lot of different directions my collection's going in right now, and to commit to another direction now, I would love a line of G.I. Joes like this. I absolutely would, but I just can't justify buying the entire line each time for fear that I may or may not get, another iteration of, say, Scarlet, who to me doesn't look correct, and that's in my own headcanon. So do I have to buy this Scarlet now because we might not get a Scarlet again? It might be the next Rogue, you know what I mean? Or the next Jubilee if you're a Marvel Legends collector. And that's something else that also brings my fear is the fact that Hasbro's doing this. And we just have no idea what they're going to do at any time in any direction. We just don't know. So it's just a tough investment for me to make now. I think I'm going to wait for another wave or two to come out. And then if I see what I like in those waves, I might just pay the tax on these things and go down that road.
Yeah, that's the thought. That's the thought. When it comes down to figures getting repainted, I mean, we see it all the time. So you may either get a more G1 colored one, or you may even get a whole new mold. And one of the companies that's kind of doing that now is Fans Hobby. They kind of did a mashup between the two figures. So you got the Power Baser that's been out for a while, then that Thunderclass figure that you guys just got. I think it's called Lightning Eagle. They kind of mixed the two, and now they kind of made a baby out of their two figures, man. And that actually doesn't look bad. It looks like you're going to get both heads. So the Thunderclass figure you guys have, the head sculpt for that. You're going to get the Prime Power Baser or Power Master Prime look.
All right, here we go. Sorry to cut you off, Eric. So the backpack, it looks black in this picture. And you can clearly see that the holes are in those two guns. It doesn't show a comparison.
Yeah, that's kind of whack, yo.
That's kind of
even
like
that sword is not good.
Why is the hole? It's like someone took a Dremel and just drilled a hole in the side. You might as well painted the tip.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's good.
You might as well painted the tip orange.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Jay. Can you say that again? But I had trouble hearing you.
No, you're having like a little bit of a feedback going on a little bit.
Do I?
You're on your mic because I was hearing it for a little bit.
Hang on, let me see if I can.
No, so basically, I was kind of joking around saying like they might as well just paint the tips of these orange if they're going to go to that route.
I'm surprised they didn't, to be honest.
Yeah, I think if they make them futuristic again, I think this one is the one that's supposed to be more like the game, because that game's supposed to be like futuristic type violence or whatever. So I mean, who knows? But
and Mike, I don't think you'll have to worry too much about a latex on that Scarlet figure, because I think the big complaint I'm hearing is pretty much what you said as well. It does not look like her, so I don't think she's going to be a popular pickup.
Yeah, no, I'm more concerned with the latex on like that Snake Eyes, because like
I would get that one for sure.
Yeah, that's if you're collecting Storm collectibles, that's the Scorpion right there. That's the Sub-Zero. You know what I mean? That's the one that's really going to kick you in the ass. But then, is this Destro right? Am I supposed to buy this Destro?
Yes.
Because these are questions you're going to have to deal with. Am I supposed to buy this Roadblock? Is this supposed to be, an iteration of the second season of the G1 Roadblock? And it's driving me nuts. Sorry.
No, you're fine, dude. Because I'm answering these questions as you ask them. I'm helping you out. No to the Roadblock. Yes to the Destro. Yes to the Destro. That Destro looks sick. Even if you just get it for the box art alone, like, do you see how they put that dude's head through the Cobra symbol? I mean, they went all out.
That
with
looks
Destro.
cool.
They did, but it is slightly stylized, as the extreme
Slightly,
nerd will tell you. And it's like, is that the right one?
Yeah. Are we gonna get
Mike? You like slightly stylized. You just don't like overly stylized.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, I do like that Destro.
Yeah.
That Destro's like good as a standalone figure for me.
Heck
I always like Destro.
Yeah, man. I was thinking the same exact thing, bro. Like, why not? I mean, I had planned on never getting anything else but a Snake Eyes and a Storm Shadow, and I saw the Destro, and I was like, "Yeah, man, take my money right now. Take my money right now."
So, what's going on in sports this week, guys?
Well, there's a few things, man. Crazy thing about sports is it's a crazy world right now. There's some things that are talking about coming back, and there's a couple things that we still don't know if they're even going to be able to salvage a season. But with baseball being so long, they have kicked around the idea of having baseball return with all games played in Arizona and Florida. Why? Probably because Florida is crazy and they look at wrestling as essential. So I'm sure they can talk to them about letting them play baseball down there.
That was fucked up.
Dude, nutty. I don't get Florida. I just don't. I don't. And then Arizona, I don't get that one either. Like, why? But they're thinking about having all the games played there. It just still, to me, does not make sense. Like, if you're not going to play baseball and play it in the stadiums, in the iconic stadiums, then why are we even doing this?
I mean, I think the easy answer is that it's going to be the only thing that's being watched. So they'll have the best ratings ever. I think it's also from a humanitarian standpoint, when we're only talking about the public, this is a good thing for society right now because fuck, everyone's going stir crazy. So it'll give the whole country something to do. From the negative standpoint, I don't see how they can ever make this work logistically. It just doesn't make sense to me.
Doesn't to me either.
There's a lot of... Sorry, go ahead, Wolf.
No, go ahead. Finish your thought because I'm going to transition to something else a little bit. Go ahead.
Sure. The only thing that I was thinking is what the plan is right now, I don't see working. They're talking about 7-inning games. They're talking about daily triple headers. They're talking about doing it in 10 stadiums. They're talking about having all of these players are going to be committing to their clubs, and they're going to be isolated, not only from everybody else, from their families. They're not going to be able to go out and get groceries. They're not going to be able to go out and get toilet paper. That's just going to be delivered to them to minimize the infection risk to the rest of the players.
It's baseball a prison, bro.
It is. And can, what quality of sport are we going to get if we basically got prisoners, sitting there playing, playing games for us. So I don't know. I'm sure there's a lot more to that, but I know we're running a little long. Wolf, what do you got, kid?
Well, no, speaking of others, sports playing in empty arenas, the NHL, according to sportingnews.com, they're talking about having all of the finishing off their season in the playoffs in New Hampshire.
What?
Why? I'm curious. There has to be a reason. Hold on. There has to be a reason.
It's one of the lower states of the coronavirus contagion.
Okay.
They don't go into super great detail. They're also talking about North Dakota as a potential site.
Yeah, North Dakota has one of the lowest outbreaks.
Not after that shit goes on.
Yeah. Nice. And that makes sense, but I wonder logistically. I mean, you're going to have to, there's a reason why Major League Baseball was talking about specifically Arizona and Florida is because there's a tremendous amount of farm teams that are playing out there and there's a lot of stadiums.
Got the stadiums there. I'm sitting here thinking to myself, you got 30 teams, you're going to play all of them in one city in New Hampshire. That's impossible. I don't get it.
Yeah, I mean, because the regular season is still going on, isn't it? Isn't there a couple games?
They did not finish up.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah,
You're going to need a lot of facilities in order to be able to do that. Granted, hockey's a lot shorter than baseball, but still.
Yeah, they did say North Dakota as well, but again, like how many stadiums they have in North Dakota? I don't know.
Oh, the population is not high, so I can't imagine much.
Not at all. So I don't know how they figure that out is beyond me because it's just too many teams in one city.
This is just stupid. Let's call it what it is. It's freaking stupid. It's a money grab, is what they're trying to do, and they're trying to save their leagues, is what it sounds like they're trying to do. But this is not the right way to do it.
It's going to cause all the damn players to get the coronavirus.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
yes, absolutely. It's a risk, but I mean, I think we still have to, figure out that eventually we're going to have to open the shit back up.
Yeah.
So at what point, do we do it, and how do we do it? So I mean, I guess, you're going to have to plan this out eventually anyway. It's just a matter of when is the right time, and how do you determine when the right time is, depending on the situation. I mean, everything's being treated on an individual basis, depending on your geographical location. Yeah. That's why the governors are taking care of this instead of federal. So it's an interesting question.
I mean, it's kind of interesting, like how the hell are they going to turn around and play all this shit when all the players are going to shit talk in N95 masks? Like fucking just like, dude, I don't know, I can't see it.
And that's what we do here on the Nerds Have Spoken, ladies and gentlemen. We bring the critical issues to you. Like, how are you going to talk shit
while wearing
a mask? Yeah,
that's all right.
You, man.
Speaking of something like that,
brother.
Bethany and I went to the grocery store today, and we joked around and snapped a picture with each other. And I went over to her, and we both had the mask on. I was like, "Hey, sweetie," I was like, "Smile." And she's like, "What?" And she started smiling. And she's like, "Wait a minute, I'm wearing this stupid fucking mask." And I snapped the picture and posted it
to it. So I mean, let's be clear, man. I just feel like this is stupid. I think they need to think this through, and I don't think this is going to work. However, I don't get paid millions of dollars to make these decisions, and I think that this is a tough decision for any of these league executives to make because they are trying to salvage stuff for their stock owners or for their their teams, their clubs, and also for the fans. So I get it. It's just stupid. And I'll just leave it at that.
No, it's very stupid. But if the WWE can convince their governor that they are an essential business, I mean, these other places aren't far behind.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, and let's also look at this, objectively at the same time. I think it's a lot more feasible for the NHL to be able to pull this off than the MLB. The MLB is talking about starting a complete season and playing it in its entirety. All right, the NHL is almost done. At some point, teams are going to be mathematically eliminated from the playoffs. So you know what? You just sit those. You just sit them if you can. There's no reason to play those games. This is an unprecedented time. You change the rules a little bit. You're down. I'm sorry.
Good, Mike. Good.
Yeah, and then when you're done with the season, as quickly as you can get those games in, because you fucking power them right in, then you're sitting half the league after that. Half the league goes home, and then you've got your playoff tournament, and when you have a lot less people at risk. So I could see it being more feasible, but who knows?
Yeah, I was going to ask. I mean, do you think they even bother to finish the season, or they start the playoffs as is the current standings, or would you start them?
That's a really tough question to ask, and that's something that came up in my personal life actually with a couple of different leagues that I was involved in. And the problem with that is you're in a race, you're doing what you're doing, and you're committing your resources and you're committing your heart and your soul to this season to get to where you are. And there's some guys that had the momentum, that were right there, that are never going to get the opportunity to do that. So what really is the right thing to do? I don't think anybody's got the answer to that. I really don't. Mm-hmm. It's going to come down to a matter of convenience or a matter of necessity, I think, when everything's said and done.
Yeah, I agree with you 100% there, Mike. You got guys who take basketball, for instance. There are 2 games out of the playoffs when this happened. You're going to tell me that these 2 teams could make up those 2 games? Like, you know what I mean? Like, so now you're going to penalize them for possibly making up these 2 games because their schedule got a little easier. Like, that's not their fault that this coronavirus hit. So I think you just scrap the whole season and start anew. And it's unfortunate for the teams who are in the number 1 and the number 2 seed. However, you're still not guaranteed to win all those games, so you still had to play. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you minimize the risk that way. You literally cut half the league out of the equation by doing that. So I could see that.
Yeah.
Good stuff,
man.
guys.
Yeah. And keeping it with baseball a little bit, RIP to Hank Steinbrenner. For those who know anything about the Yankees, Steinbrenner family have owned the Yankees for years. And he passed away due to health complications that he's been dealing with for a long time, even before the coronavirus had hit. So they're not saying that it's corona related, but RIP to Mr. Steinbrenner. Shout out to his family. Our prayers and thoughts are with you guys during this tough time. The Yankees organization has been a class of the league organization when it comes down to player personnel, how they treat their staff. And I give them a lot of credit for that. A lot of people hate the Yankees because they win and that they have a lot of money and they can pretty much buy whatever players they want because there's no salary cap. I don't fault them for that. They're playing well with inside the rules. They don't cheat. They do what they got to do to make it happen. And they're no nonsense type of team. You want to play for the Yankees, you play our way. So I give them guys credit for having so much success over the many different years that they've had, even under the Steinbrenner. So RIP to that family.
No doubt.
It depends on what time period you're in if you're a New Yorker, but
yeah,
that was a love-hate relationship for a long time over here. All right, the late 70s and the 80s were not a good time for the Steinbrenner family, but they're a loved and respected pillar of the community at this point, man. For what they've given Yankee fans over the last 3 decades now.
Yeah,
it's been ever since that run in '94 with Jeter. It's been just something else.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man, and you're there, New York, Mike. You're in New York. Talk a little bit about that. How that family meant a lot to that community.
I mean, they did. I mean, they meant a lot to the community just in the sense that they were able to build the empire that they did. It's not only the community that they meant something to; it's the whole state of New York. It's the whole tri-state area. It's anybody that's ever been a Yankee fan. The way that they were able to build that franchise up and turn it into a dynasty, turn it into essentially the Dallas Cowboys of the NFL. I mean. That is the best run organization. I mean, arguably in sports, the New York Yankees. You don't shave, you don't join the team. Like they have rules like that. And there's something to be said. So it's a little bit more of a business atmosphere, yes, but there's something to be said about professionalism when you're coming to do your job. And the Yankees have had a tremendous amount of success running their stuff the way they have. The New England Patriots have had a tremendous amount of success running running things the way that they have, and they're very similar in that sense. So, shout out to the Steinbrenners. They gave us the Yankees. I mean, we had the Yankees, but we didn't really have the Yankees until we got Jeter and the 90s run in the 2000s. So,
and they built that new stadium too, which is lights out, dude.
It's mixed bag.
You didn't like it? You like the old stadium better?
I mean, I'm a 40-year-old collector surrounded by a bunch of toys from my childhood. Okay, like the Yankee Stadium was nostalgic for me. All right, it just was. You know what I mean? It was a great place. Like I remember times with my dad there and stuff like that. The new stadium's great. It's great. I take a train straight there. I walk in. I can get a drink anywhere I want, alcohol, whatever. I get blitzed. I walk around. I go back to the train. It's back at my house, and I don't even got to drive. So I mean, it's convenient. It's great. Everything's expensive as fuck. But
dude, your childhood sounded awesome. Jesus.
I don't know what the fuck I just talked myself into. I don't remember what I said. But...
Oh, he got you.
You're welcome, everybody.
Got you. Yeah, man. So Wolf, you said you had you got a question for Mike?
Yeah, I got for Mike in particular. No, you're in New York, obviously.
Yes.
You guys have 2 of everything. You got 2 NFL teams, 2 baseball, hockey, basketball, everything. You got 2 of everything.
Some more, yeah.
Yeah. How do you guys pick which side you're on? How do you know if you're a Yankees or Mets fan? Jets, Giants.
This is a good question.
Islanders. I've always been curious about that.
Yes.
Well, this is one of the widest debated questions in all of New York.
Let me just chime in real quick. It's not like it is in Chicago, where if you're on the north side, you're where the Cubs play. If you're on the south side, you're where the White Sox play. There's got to be something different than that, right?
That's true to a degree. Okay, we have to understand that a lot of these teams have roots in different towns and different boroughs. So, for instance, if you're a Queens guy, you're rooting for the Mets, unless you move there later in life. If you're from Queens, you're rooting for the Mets. If you're from the Bronx, you're rooting for the Yankees. It's how it is.
Mm-hmm.
Now that said, those are neighborhoods. We're talking about the entire state of New York. So when it comes to that, I mean, me personally, I root for who my father rooted for. I was brought up this way. This is who I watched. This is who these became my teams. There's also interesting stories about the Giants, how the Giants used to play in Yankee Stadium. So, you'll see a lot more Bronx people, going for them. And, it's a whole plethora of reasons, I guess, is really the answer, but when people ask me, well, you're from New York, you've got all these teams. I mean, why do you root for the Yankees and not for the Mets? I mean, it's just a rivalry thing, man. It's just something for New Yorkers to hate each other about. And we love hating each other for some fucking reason. Like, all we like to do is yell at each other, argue, and talk shit. So it works. What can I say?
So I'm
Fair
sure
enough.
you do have also, because you're in New York, and that's a great question, Wolf. I think you're still going to have your bandwagon fans, right? Like, so the guys who going to vote for the Yankees because they win a lot.
Yeah, there are. I mean, but it's hard to be a bandwagon Yankee fan when you're in New York. It's not like living in Detroit and like loving LeBron or something like that. Or
I was gonna say there's
Brady.
A lot of like bandwagon fans.
I love you, Eric.
Yeah.
I love you. I love you.
I'm not a bandwagoner in the sense of I like a whole team. No, I like that player. I like that player. I mean, it's no different than people liking Michael Jordan because he's the greatest player to ever play the game of basketball for them. You know what I mean? So you're a hater, Mike.
I know.
Cue the EE comment. I can just see it now.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? That's another person that you should probably ask that question to, Wolf. It was a great question. He's a diehard Mets fan, but he grew up in Manhattan, so that's where he's from. So I wonder how he got on the Mets bandwagon. I wonder, was it because not bandwagon because he's not a bandwagoner, but I wonder, is it because everybody was rooting for the Mets and you know him, he just got to go against the grain. So
yeah. When you hear the show, let me know. I'm curious.
Some people like the underdog, man, but everyone's got reasons. You're going to get a different answer from anybody you speak to. So that's a good question. Really,
I don't know too many people in New York that root for the Jets, though. So what's up with that? Well, it's largely a Giants community.
It is, but I mean, there's Jets fans out there, man. I mean, there's a lot of Jets fans out there. They're a little bit quieter usually because like how many Cleveland Brown fans
right?
You know what I'm saying?
Like, team is always losing. You're not going to be that hype about them. I got you.
I'm not trying to be disrespectful to the Jets or Jets fans. I'm just saying,
Yeah, I mean, typically when someone's losing, you're not very vocal about the loser. I mean, except in my case, like I'm gonna vote for my Michigan team no matter what. So I don't care if U of M is playing Ohio State, they playing Michigan State. I don't care. I'm rooting for my team. My team's gonna beat you. I don't care. I'm always gonna do that. Now, if I'm analytical, I'll tell you why my team's gonna lose, but I'm always gonna vote for my team. That's who I am.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I know another easy argument to make right now. By the way, what I was just saying is like, the Giants suck right now too. They do suck, but the Giants have more of a history. They have more of a following. You can't get season tickets to the Giants. There's a year's waiting list to get in. So Jets, you can just walk right in anytime you want. So it's it's just different history.
Now, are they still playing in the same stadium?
Yes, MetLife.
Nice, man. How do you guys feel? Well, let me ask you this: being in New York, since Wolf brought this up, I'm gonna keep going with it. How do you feel about getting the Nets back into New York? I mean, I know you're not a huge basketball fan, but I mean, there's some history there with the ABA and the New York Nets. How do you guys feel about getting them back?
I'm going to say I don't have a dog in this, a horse in this race, rather, dog in this fight, if you will. But I will say that tri-state area teams are tri-state area teams. Even though the Brooklyn Nets were the New Jersey Nets for a long time, it was still, there were still plenty of fans that they had in New York, just like there's plenty of New York fans that root for the Devils. And I don't really see how do I say this? I don't know. Like,
That's a topic to turn around to bring back again next week. That's something to think about,
Yeah, let's talk about that one next week.
Yeah, I like it. I like it, man. Well,
Yeah.
keeping it with the NBA, because I'm just a huge NBA fan. No, I'm joking. I am, but that's not why I brought this up. I thought it was pretty cool, man, that the NBA is selling their face masks now. They're selling team inspired N95, N99 mask to help protect you from the coronavirus. But it's not just for profit. What's pretty cool about it is that they're actually using this as a program to donate to people who are dealing with hunger crisis during the coronavirus. And I thought that was phenomenal. So this is pretty cool. I wouldn't want one with the NBA logo on it because, I just don't. But I would get one with the Pistons logo on it. I think it would be pretty sweet.
To me, it looks like a thong or something, like the other side of a thong.
You're not wrong.
I mean, think about it.
I can't unsee it. Yeah, that's what that is.
Yeah, but I thought it was still pretty cool, man. Shout out to the NBA and the WNBA for getting together and making this. And it looks like you can get one for about $14.99, like $15, which is not bad at all. Or you can buy like a 3-pack and get some savings there as well. So I think it's about $25, I think, for a 3-pack. Is that what the article said?
Yeah, it's like 3-pack for $24.99 plus whatever the shipping is.
Yeah,
dude, I might pick them up just for the hell of it. If they're N95 masks.
Yeah, I mean, and then think about the fact that you doing this. I mean, you need them anyway, right? And then it's helping out people who are dealing with hunger. This is pretty dope. This is huge.
Nice.
I think it's pretty cool. I like to see when big corporations come together in times of strife like this and pandemic and panic and stuff. I think this is pretty cool.
It kind of makes me almost want to buy a Knicks one and send it to Eric.
He'd wear it. He loves the Knicks. Now, if you send him a Brooklyn Nets one, that might be a different story. He might hate you for that. But speaking of the WNBA, they held their draft over this past weekend. And I don't think it was any surprise that Sabrina from Oregon, I can never pronounce her last name. I think it's Laseu. But she from Oregon, when she went number 1, I don't think that was any surprise.
Mm-hmm.
And then you also had Lauren Cox round that out with the number 3 spot. But Satal Sabali who was also her teammate, Sabrina's teammate, went number 2 overall.
Are we talking about the WNBA draft?
Yes,
we're really
WNBA.
reaching this week, huh?
WNBA. WNBA. I like the WNBA, but one of the biggest things that took place that weekend, which I thought was pretty cool as well, and they didn't have to do this, but they did, is that they honored Gianna and Alyssa and also Peyton, the young ladies who passed away in the helicopter crash that took the life of Kobe Bryant, and the other ones. They honored them by drafting them to the WNBA as honorary draftees, and I thought that was pretty sweet. That was
I'm sorry, I might be confused. You're saying that his daughters were younger, right? Were they playing? Were they playing professionally?
No, they were middle school students. But there was no doubt that at least
she was going to go into it.
She was definitely going to be in the WNBA, and if they allowed women to play in the NBA, she would have made it to the NBA.
She was good, dude.
There's no question. Her talent level was crazy. But I thought what they did was they drafted them honorarily. So they made them draft members. They drafted them and even gave them their own jerseys and everything. I thought that was pretty nice to honor them.
And it's on Vanessa Bryant's Instagram page or Twitter page too. So if you want to go check out in this article, they kind of show the video, which I don't want to play the video so I don't want to get flagged for it. But if you go there and kind of check it out, they kind of show like clips and everything else. So.
Yeah, she did a thank you video, which was nice. I mean, she's definitely still torn up, and rightfully so. I mean, she lost a daughter and a husband, and this was nice of them, man. I thought that was a nice touch. The WNBA doesn't get a lot of shine, not like their male counterparts. But to be honest with you, man, if you like fundamental basketball, sometimes the WNBA is the best place to watch it, because that in college, because they do a good job of keeping with the fundamentals. And some of them girls can they can.
Some of the girls can take on some of the guys too, man.
They can ball.
Nobody else thinks this is weird. I'm the only one.
Yeah, you're the only one.
Okay.
I like basketball, man. I'm just a basketball junkie.
That's not what I'm talking about. I'm sorry. I'm talking about the girls being inducted into the Hall of Fame is what I'm talking about.
No, they're not inducted into the Hall of Fame. No. They're not inducted to the Hall of Fame.
All right, so I'm misunderstanding what's going on here.
Okay.
Yes.
So what you're telling me is that what is their level of representation in the Hall of Fame? Because that's going to make or break what I'm about to say.
No. They're not in the Hall of Fame at all. I don't think anybody is going to put them there.
Okay.
So they got drafted into the WNBA.
It's an honorary draft is what it is.
Oh!
So
okay,
basically they were playing homage of what had happened to them. So they were like giving them saying, hey, you're honorary draftees in it. So.
I like that. That's
yeah.
Cool.
Okay. Pretty cool.
To be fair, I don't know if the other two girls would have necessarily made it to the WNBA. They could have probably played overseas, but I know Gianna for sure was going to make WNBA, and it would have probably looked kind of bad if they just brought Gianna.
There was videos of her. I don't know if Eric remembers this.
And it's a good PR story and all that.
I don't know if Eric remembers this or not. There's like videos of her crossing these dudes up that are like college players, like way above her, and like she's just crossing them over, dude.
Yeah, she got skill, dude. Like her crossover game and her ball control was so nasty. Like she got a loose ball. She had on the dress and the heels. She grabbed a loose ball and was dribbling. And you know who else is pretty good with the rock like that? She's one of the announcers on, I think it's ABC and ESPN. Doris Burke can ball out, bro. Like she played college ball and she still got string on the ball now, even as she's older. But I thought that was pretty cool. Gianna got skills, no doubt. Well, I think that's pretty much it, guys. I think it's probably a good place to land and wrap. Unless anyone has anything else, we get ready to wrap it up and get on out of here.
No, I think that's pretty much it. We're pushing 210 right now, so we're doing pretty good compared to
enough for the people for today.
Yeah, man. Well, good talk, guys. It was a lighter week this week. We tried the best we could to give you guys some content this week. So let's go around the yard and do some shout outs, some where you're at, where people can find you, and we'll get on out of here. So let's start with Wolf. What you got coming up this week? Some shout outs and where you at?
Nothing coming up this week. It's a boring work week. Shout out to our brother E. Wells. Hope to see you back soon. You can find me on the Facebook groups, on your Instagrams at what's my name again? Wolfenstein, Eric von Wolfenstein. And you can catch me every Thursday with you fine gentlemen.
Yeah, man. That's what's up. That's what's up. New York Mike. How about you, big fella?
No, I don't have too much, but Eric, I've had that problem before where I can't remember my name. My mom used to just write it in my underwear, so I just take a look back. And then I
Who says Crystal doesn't do that now?
So, but no, seriously, it was a good week. I got something coming up, which is actually kind of cool. I talked to my buddy Bricks at a Dollar about it. Shout out to him at Warmeister Brick Shop. He does a little podcast called Building Up to It.
Nice.
And I've been working on this this third-party Lego set, so I'm trying to put a little review together for him, and I might be on that show in the future. So keep an eye out for them. Check out their podcast. Those guys are awesome.
He reviews sodas too, and it's cool. It's a good show.
Yeah, he does.
He did that one time at Dust's house one time. That was awesome. Nastiest fucking drink we ever tried, but I did it.
Yeah, I remember he actually had me film one of his review videos, and it's the first time I picked up a camera. What the hell did I know? I didn't have a computer until 2 months ago, right? So he's sitting there and he's doing his review, and they're talking their shit, right? They take a drink. It was him and Dust, actually, and they sit there and take a drink. And I'm like, okay, video's over. And I clicked it off. And they're like, they look at me and they're both looking at me. I'm like, what? I'm like, well, usually we tell the people what we think of the fucking soda. So I immediately lost my job. I was done. But yeah.
He let me try something at TFCon last year that Fernando brought up from Puerto Rico, and it tasted like cat piss. It was it was the worst thing ever. But
when we were at Dustpalooza, he had us try, oh god, what was that? It was like a root beer or something, and then like everybody started taking a sip, and everybody's like, oh god, this is nasty, and I'm like, fuck it, you only live once, and I chugged the damn thing, and it was the nastiest shit I ever drank. It was nasty. I kept like burping and tasting it for like 2-3 days later. It was
well, shout out to Brick, shout out to Dust, man,
no doubt.
for sure.
Shout out
Lowry,
nerds.
what do you got, brother?
Oh man, nothing. Just working this week. Daily grind, but at home. Got a doctor's appointment later this week, and just chilling, doing some models. Saturday. Sometimes Saturday nights we'll go on live, do a live stream, hang out with some of our friends, have a few beers. I'll have a Corona or two, and then you can find me on Facebook as Jason Lowry. You can find me on Instagram as Jason Reed Lowry. You can find me with you guys every Sunday recording. Pop up on Thursday. You can find me at your mom's house.
Oh.
And and that's it. So what about you, Eric B? What you got going on?
Yo, you can find me, Eric B, in the Facebook groups under Eric and Siobhan Burgess. I run a few different Facebook groups. We have the Masterpiece Transformers Photography group, where we do photography for Transformer figures. You guys saw me Saturday night doing a little bit of the photography in my light box, which was pretty fun. So it was always a good time to hang out with these guys and kind of work on our crafts. So that was fun. You can also find me on Instagram, Mr._EW82, where I display my toy photography. And you can also find me and my wife at Kennedy's Village, where we are working hard to find a cure for sickle cell and bridge the gap between sickle cell research and care. And as you can see there's our sign. And shout out again to Pinkerton, Mr. Chris Pinkerton, and also the good folks over there at Crashbox Customs who made that sign for our organization, which is
nice, dude.
Yeah, man. Yep. So, Mike, you said you got one more thing?
Yeah. I just wanted to say, oh shit, I forgot. Don't worry about it. Go ahead.
All right. Well, with that, guys, the nerds have spoken, and we are out of here. Peace.
All right, you guys have a good week this week. Try not to
Later,
get
guys.
drunk and use less lot of porn. Later.